Have you ever thought about cleaning out your garage or wonder what you need to do with all those aluminum cans or scrap metal you've got laying around in the backyard? Well, look no further. You just need to load it up and head to American Recycling. Tim Hughes owns and operates American Recycling on Woodlawn Road in McClenny, Florida. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on the second and fourth Saturdays of every month from 9 a.m. to noon. Stop by and see Tim and maybe even cash in on that stuff you've got laying around. Tim and American Recycling say, go Wildcat. Baker County Farm Bureau wants to wish the Baker County Wildcats much success this football season. Baker County Farm Bureau, specializing in auto insurance, homeowners insurance, along with life insurance. To get started with Farm Bureau, contact Jack Baker or Justin Webb at 259-6332. That's 259-6332.
You're listening to Wildcat Football on 97.5 FM WFBB. This radio station is a ministry of Glen Baptist Church in Glen St. Mary, Florida. We're blessed to air Baker County Wildcat Football live each week, and it's our hope that you enjoy the program. We know that life is busy, work, school, football, running errands around, but in the midst of the busyness, we all need a church home that brings the stability upon which you can build your life. If you're looking for a church home where you can grow in Christ and community, we would love to invite you to worship with us every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. Check us out on our website at glenbaptist.org or on Facebook, where you can access church info and content and even watch worship services. At Glen, you get dynamic music, gospel-centered expository preaching, and a wonderful faith community. Come grow with us.
Welcome to Baker High Wildcats football. And now, Baker High Wildcats football.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome again to Memorial Stadium, downtown McClenny, Florida. Excited tonight's action between the Baker County Wildcats and the Baldwin Indians from just down the road, maybe not even 10 miles down the road. The Wildcats of Baker County, 2022 Baker County Wildcat football right here on WFBB 97.5 FM all year long. I'm Mike Cruz, joined by my co-host Jackie Baker. And we're set to bring you all the action. Tonight, the Wildcats, 2-0 on the season, are going to face the Baldwin Indians, who are 2-1 on the season. And this, Jackie, is the making of the first district contest this year for the Wildcats. Now, Baldwin's already played a district game. Wildcats have not. This is the first district contest of the night, or for the year, for the Wildcats. But Fernandina, Yulee, West Nassau, Baldwin, that's our district this year. So this is the first in the next 3 weeks of two district games that we'll have. And that'll tell us a lot about how the district race is going to shape up.
Yeah, and I think this may be the first time, Mike, that Baldwin and Baker County have ever been in the same district. Most of the time, Baldwin's a smaller classification. And we talked a lot about the metro suburban, well, Duval County should be a metro school. Well, Baldwin, being an outlier in Duval County, petitioned the FHSAA to be in with the suburban guys, and they granted that. So that's how they got put in the district with these teams from Nassau County and Baker County. But you're right, going to be a good matchup tonight. Baldwin does have some athletes. I tell you, the last probably 8 or 10 years, Mike, they have been producing some athletes over there in tiny Baldwin. But Wildcat defense going to have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, it's not the Baldwin from 20 years ago, and even then, I mean, there's always been tough, good football players that have played over at Baldwin. The problem with Baldwin is just like a lot of the smaller schools around, like Hilliard and others, honestly, the number of kids you have tells how good you're going to be, really. So you could have 3 or 4 really good football players on that football team and it just not carry you like you needed it to because of the fact that you just don't have the numbers overall, right? So expect Baldwin to give you a really good fight tonight. This is a 2-1 football team. They manhandled Fernandina Beach last week in their first district game, 28-0. So Baldwin's looking for, hey, we're not only in the suburban, we want to go win the suburban district and go to the playoffs. That's what they want to do.
And we talked about, probably not being in the same district. Baldwin and Baker County haven't played a whole lot of regular season games against one another. Normally that was a kickoff classic game, that didn't mean anything. And to my recollection, I don't know that Baldwin's ever beat Baker County in football. So, of course, they want to come in here tonight, Mike, being a district game, kind of being a little rivalry right down the road from one another, and they want to put it on these Wildcats.
And most of our games have been in a non-season type game. Most of them have been in that kickoff classic type deal where the record doesn't really count.
Right.
So, yeah, you're exactly right. And, if you look down our district, there's a lot of teams that really haven't been in our district before. Yulee and Fernandina used to be teams that were on our schedule from time to time, but it's been a long time since we were in the same district with Fernandina Beach. Now, Fernandina Beach, once Yulee was added over there and they added a couple of other schools around that area, Fernandina became a much smaller school than they used to be. They used to be a little bit bigger school than they are now. But either way, West Nassau has not been in our district either. They typically have been smaller as well. So a much different-looking district this year, but same goal. Win the district, you're automatically in the playoffs. And the Wildcats have started out 2-0 this year. Those games only help us in the point standings, though, for, teams that don't win the district. So we don't really, we care about that. The 2-0 start, the confidence that we got by beating Oakleaf, and then last week against Richmond Hill is great. But you got to come out and win these district games. It starts tonight.
Yeah, you're right. The district, you said it, that's an automatic bid. The rest of it doesn't matter. If you lost every other game on your schedule, it doesn't matter as long as you win these games with the asterisk by it on the schedule. So the Wildcats, you want to for sure weigh in. It starts tonight by going against Baldwin, and if we can get the win here, Mike, put Baldwin at 1-1 in the district and us at 1-0, and we kind of control our own destiny from tonight on.
Baldwin won the toss. They'll kick, and they will defer to the second half. And the Wildcats will get the ball first here tonight. Number 42, Kevin Pardo Vargas, has it teed up. He kicks it high to the far sideline, and the Wildcats are going to take a fair catch there. As that Silas Roden makes the catch about the 33-yard line, we'll put it in play there, 1st and 10. Captains for the Wildcats tonight, number 12, Trenton Armstrong. Number 10, Jabari Ruiz. Number 40 is Ashton Johnson. And number 50, Robert Lee. Those guys were the captains for the Wildcats tonight.
And I tell you, you look for a short kick there, going to give this Wildcat offense good field position, but you know what they did? They kept it away from Cam Smith.
Well, if you watched the game film from last week and you saw Cam Smith doing what he did, you should hope he never touches the ball if you're the opposing team. 1st down and 10, Davion's in the shotgun. He's going to give the ball to Kanias Williams, and this is the other guy. So you got Cam Smith as one weapon, then you've got Kanias Williams, who's a sophomore back there, and he's a little bruiser, and he gets about 5 yards on the first play of the game.
And again, we've talked highly of Kanias Williams all year long, just doing what he needs to do, Mike, for this offense.
2nd down 5 for the Wildcats. Dean in the shotgun. He's got Smith and Williams in the backfield. 2 receivers to the left. He pulls this one, and Dean's going to take it around the right end, and he runs over a guy, and Dean's still on his feet. Dean just runs over 2 or 3 guys. It's finally pushed out of bounds on the far sideline, and Davion Dean had a purpose in that run.
My goodness, Davion Dean must have hit the weight room this week, Mike, because he's plowing through Baldwin defenders.
And you could tell he was looking for contact that time.
That's not your typical quarterback, man. Hey, guys, you better come to tackle tonight.
Move the ball to the 36 of Baldwin. Baker County on the move here. 1st down play. Going to give the ball to Cam Smith, his first touch. Cam Smith's going to bounce it outside 35. Cam Smith 30. He's inside the 25 and down to the 24-yard line. And Cam Smith electric on his first carry of the night. Picks up a 1st down and over 10 yards on his first touch.
And I'm going to tell you what, he was one little slip away there, Mike. He saw the seam and had the wide receiver out there setting up a block. And if he doesn't slip right there, I'm not sure if he doesn't take that to the house. From the 23-yard line, 1st down and 10 now, Wildcats. Davion Dean in the shotgun. We've got Blake Mays to the left. 2 receivers split to the right. And again, Cam Smith and Kanias Williams in the full house backfield here. From the 23-yard line, shotgun formation. Davion takes the snap. He fakes the give, and Davion's going to be hit this time right at the initial contact. He faked the give up the middle to Cam Smith that time, kept it himself. And Baldwin said, okay, we've seen enough of that. It'll be 2nd and 10. Yeah, that time Baldwin had that one sniffed out. Everybody, we've talked about it all year, Mike, they're going to pin their ears back on Cam Smith and try to contain him. But when Davion Dean and Kanias Williams get going, man, that's a duo in itself in the backfield. 2nd down and 10 from the 23-yard line, 10 minutes to go in the first quarter, just underway from Memorial Stadium. The Wildcats of Baker County, our first district contest of the year. Wildcats 2-0
on the season, wins against Oakley a couple weeks ago and Richmond Hill last week. Handoff Kanias Williams, and Kanias is going to be brought down from behind. He might have picked up a yard on the play, maybe 2. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Oh, man, that's frustrating, too, because you're right. Kanias tackled from behind. He looked like he had a big hole there by that offensive line.
2 yards on that one's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 now. Davion in the shotgun looking to throw. Fakes the pass, looks down the field. Davion, they're going to get him in the backfield, and this hasn't happened often this year. The Wildcats are going to get sacked all the way back out to the 27-yard line. So Baldwin's defense tightens up after the Wildcats moved the ball right down the field. Now we're going to face a 4th and 14 from the 27-yard line.
Oh, man, that's frustrating opening possession there. As you called it, Mike. We just go down the field with chunk yardage there. Davion Dean, Cam Smith, Kanias Williams all having a part in it. And then you get down into close to the red zone there and just stall out.
Blake Mays kicked a 47-yarder a couple of weeks ago against Oakleaf here at home. This one's going to be from 44. 34-yard line on the right hash. Not much to contend with here. Pretty much straight down the middle. And Dean's going to hold. Snap is back. The kick is on the way. The kick's going to be pulled left, I'm afraid, Jackie. He pulled it left. You could tell right off he had enough distance on that one from 44, but he pulled it left, so it's no good. So the Wildcats, promising drive to start the game here, Jackie, but come away with no points.
Yeah, and that time, I'm going to tell you what, he may have pulled it left, but he had the leg into that one, 44 yards, yeah. Mike, and that thing was sailing past the crossbar.
Well, the reason that I brought up the significance of where he was on the field, a lot of times kickers will overcompensate for that right hash mark, left hash mark, trying to get it back to the middle. Well, he wasn't that far off from the middle, and I think he probably was thinking, I got to pull this left, right? And he pulled it way too far left, but he had plenty of legs. So from 44 yards out, shouldn't be a problem.
No, I would definitely. I'd trust him for 45, no doubt about it.
No score, so Baldwin, after the missed field goal for the Wildcats, they'll move the ball to the 20-yard line, and that's where Baldwin will start at 1st down and 10.
That starts kind of what we talked about this last season, too, as you see Coach Mays. It's got to be tough being the coach's son, man, down there. Yeah.
1st down and 10, Baldwin's offense, first time on the field, 8:47 to go in the first quarter. No score here. Handoff, gives straight up the middle, running off tackle that time for Baldwin is the running back. Jalen Hitchens is the quarterback here for the Baldwin Indians. And, Jackie, if we don't know much about these players, it's because they don't tell you a lot.
You get a name and a number.
I'm just going to be honest with you. This is about as little information that you can get on a roster as possible.
And they need to get some ink in the printers in.
Yeah. But Hitchens is the quarterback, number 11 for Baldwin, and they face a 2nd down and 6 after the 4-yard carry on 1st down. 2nd down, 6, Hitchens in the shotgun. Hitchens takes the snap, going to just run with it himself. That was a straight design quarterback run as he tried to run behind his fullback blocker, and he gets it out near the 30-yard line, so it's going to be a yard short of the 1st down. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
Hitchens that time, just a little old school.
Flag. You're going to have too many men in the backfield here. Illegal participation, I'm afraid. This is going to go against Baldwin. Yep. So that'll back this one up. And a loss of down, I think.
Is that going to be from the original line of scrimmage?
Well, I'm not
Did they
sure.
play that play with 12?
They may have. Well, they backed it up 15 yards, so they may have. I don't really know, honestly, Jackie. Illegal substitution, but that's not a 15-yard penalty. Yeah, so he did, and they signaled loss of down, so that takes it all the way back to the 14-yard line, and it's a 3rd down now. So that 2nd down play did occur. So we got the clarification there. If in high school, if the guy participates, the guy on the field participates, it's 15-yard penalty. That's what you got, and the loss of down. So now, after all that, it'll be 4th down. I have to punt it away, And field position really changed there because they were out at the 30-yard line. Now they're back at the 14.
Yeah, no, that was a great play there for the Wildcats. We got some confirmation there. If he comes off the field, then it's a 5-yard penalty from the spot. But if he does participate in the play, then it's 15 yards, and that's what we got. And you called it with the loss of down. So the Wildcats are going to get a break here, Mike, and get good field position of their own.
Yeah, so even after the missed field goal a moment ago, we give the ball to them at the 20. They get a 3-and-out with a big penalty, and now Cam Smith, we're standing at midfield, so we stand to get good field position after all that. And maybe we can go back to moving the ball like we did before the Baldwin defense decided to play a while ago. What do you think?
Yeah.
7:29 to go first quarter. No score here from Memorial Stadium. Wildcats getting ready. Cam Smith stands back at about midfield, and he's going to punt it as far away from Cam Smith as he can. And it's going to roll out of bounds on the far sideline, and the Wildcats will still have decent field position around the 42-yard line. So that's where we'll take it first down and 10. Wildcat offense coming back on the field. 7:17 to go. Jackie, first district ball game of the year for the Cats, but we've been at home several times now. So coming up, the Wildcats, behind all this early season experience, are going to have to take this thing on the road some.
Yeah, and I mean, we start on the road to faraway places. Yeah. Brunswick last Saturday, and then out to Vieira next week.
Yeah, the Brunswick game last Saturday, that's kind of an anomaly because that was the Florida-Georgia part of that Border Classic piece. But you're right, Vieira next week. Then we'll come back home, West Nassau on the road. Then we'll have Yulee, I believe, behind that. And then later in the year, we go down toward Tampa. Davion Dean looking to pitch the ball that time, had nobody to pitch it to. Made a good move and got out of there and gets all the way upfield across midfield and still pulls tacklers with him across the first down marker, picks up 11 and a first down. Wow.
My goodness. I mean, and that was all Davion Dean. That play was busted from the get-go. As he went to fake the handoff and there was nobody there, Davion Dean just takes off with it and totes Baldwin defenders for an additional 3 yards.
Well, you know, it's interesting, Jackie, because, you know, there's been a little confusion in the backfield these last few plays. So Davion did make something out of nothing there, but there's a little concern with the way that the plays have been kind of getting to the group here lately. Kanias Williams going to carry that one, and he's going to try to find a hole upfield, cuts it back around the 45, and not a whole lot there. It'll be second down and 10.
It's a similar sweep play that we tried to run to Cam earlier, and Davion kept and went up the middle, and I thought that time he actually had a lot of room up the middle to pull that one out and run with.
Second down 10 now from the 45-yard line of Baldwin. Davion Dean in the shotgun. Kanias Williams stays in the backfield. Cam Smith now splits out in the slot. 3 receivers to the left side for Dean. Wildcats may look to throw the ball this down. They will. Straight drop for Davion. Now he's going to scramble out of there. We got a flag in the backfield, so this one's probably going to come back as Davion Dean tackled around the 40-yard line. Physical Baldwin football team here, Jackie.
Oh, man, yeah, that's going to be frustrating. Davion Dean, good pocket presence that time. The right end was able to shoot back there, and Davion moves up in the pocket, still keeping his eyes downfield, but one of those offensive linemen is going to be called for holding here. So started with decent field position, and we're back where we started.
Yeah, and it goes all the way back to the 42 of the Wildcats. So now the first down marker is all the way down to the 35 of Baldwin as we're going to get the mid-quarter timeout. So good time for us to take a break here too. 1 minute. Let's take a 1 minute timeout, John Meadows. We're going to come back in 1 minute. 5:50 to go here in the first quarter. No score. Wildcats and Baldwin doing battle here tonight. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB 97.5.
Hi, this is Larry Birkins of Birkins Chevrolet in McClenny. It is truly an honor to help make these Wildcat radio broadcasts possible. Birkins Chevrolet with sales and service 6 days a week. Cars, trucks, SUVs, certified used cars. We help customers establish or reestablish credit. Thank you, Wildcat fans. From Larry Birkins at Birkins Chevrolet, US 90 in the heart of McClenny.
Online at BirkinsChevy.com.
For over 50 years, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning has been serving the community of McClenny. They provide quality air conditioning, HVAC, and electrical work to the residents of McClenny and the surrounding areas. The phone number for Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning is 259-6546. Oscar and Susie Gray would like to say, go Wildcats. Again, that's Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning, 259-6546.
And we welcome you back here to Memorial Stadium. 5:36 to go in the first quarter. Wildcats of Baker County and the Baldwin Indians. First district battle of this suburban district for the year. And Baldwin has a 1-0 district record as they beat Fernandina last week. But Wildcats, this is our first district contest. And we've had all kind of confusion in the backfield, Jackie, since early in that first drive. And I don't really know what it is. I don't know if it's that Baldwin scheme is confusing us or if we just can't get guys on the same page. I'm not sure, but either way, after that holding penalty, Jackie, we gained virtually 0 yardage, and we'll have to punt it from way back here at the 40.
Playing the field position battle right now, Mike.
Yeah, that's basically it. Blake Mays will punt it away. High punt's going to be fielded at the 30-yard line, and the return man for Baldwin did a nice job coming up and get it, but he set himself up for some big hits. And he takes them, and they're going to set it up around the 36-yard line. So Baldwin, now with their best field position of the night, but this only their second possession. They showed a little promise on that first possession, but when they have 12 guys on the field, that helps. So we'll see on Baldwin's second possession what they've got going on here. 0-0 ball game here. 4:56 to go. First quarter just getting started here, Jack.
Yeah, you're right, though. We talked about some of those athletes that Baldwin brought over here. Mm-hmm. And, man, they're all over the field right now. This Wildcat offense has been so explosive, can't find an answer.
Hitchens, the quarterback, number 11, he goes under center. You don't see that very often in high school football anymore. He goes first down, straight give to the deep back, and they're going to go nowhere that time. Fareed Coleman is number 21. He's the deep back, and he only picked up maybe a yard to make it second down and 9.
And I can tell you, we talked about how young this defense is all season long. I don't know if right in the teeth of it's where you want to go. And they've done a good job continually to grow and get better week in and week out.
Second down and 9 from the 36-yard line. Pass play here as looks downfield, and that ball goes through the hands of the intended receiver out there around the 45-yard line, and it was close to a Wildcat, but neither one of those guys can get their hands on it. It'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Quick drop there, try to get that slant out to the receiver and kind of open this thing up. Derek Major in good coverage. Thought he was going to get it on the tip drill there. Another big 3rd down here for this Wildcat defense.
Third down and 9. This time they're going to run the Wildcat with the quarterback, and he's going to get near the 50-yard line here as Hitchens just a straight draw that time for the quarterback, and he goes around the right end, picks up about 14 yards, and gets the first down.
I mean, I coach 8 to 10-year-olds, and you know what we're screaming at them every Saturday? Don't let them outside. Start them back in where you got some help. And that time we just let Hitchens just run right outside of us before we push him out of bounds.
First down play.
On 3rd and 9.
Yeah, on 3rd and 9. We just need to give him 9 or less. He picks up 15. From midfield, first down play, Hitchens gives it to the deep back, and he's going to be tackled right away. Not much doing that time. This is a different back, though. Chris Velvet, number 24, gets to carry this time. Velvet's going to fight for 2 yards, make it second down and 8. Flag down. What's the call going to be here, Jack?
I don't know. Referee's signaling. We got an injured player or what? What's going on there?
Going to get a personal foul against the Wildcats for something, and I'm not sure what. Got a timeout for Baldwin, but they signaled a personal foul against the Wildcats. Don't know what it was. But the referees have already moved the ball down to the 33, so they only picked up 2 yards on the play. And then you add 15 for the personal foul on the play. That's a 17-yard gain, basically, for Baldwin down to the 33-yard line. And again, we talked about it last week, Jackie. Wildcats last 2 weeks have gotten some big wins. They got a big win against Oakleaf here at home. They got a big win against Richmond Hill on the road. But one thing that they haven't done is eliminate the penalties. And we talked about it last week. Seemingly in the second half on every play, there was some kind of penalty. And the Wildcats have got to eliminate some of the penalty mistakes if they're going to be successful for the long run this year. This time a 15-yarder. And the 15-yarders hurt. I mean, they hurt.
Yeah, no doubt. And I tell you, the Wildcat defender that they're accusing of that is he's down there trying to plead his case to everybody. But the official made the call, is not trying to hear it.
From the 33-yard line, first down and 10 for Baldwin. Hitchens in the shotgun. Hitchens has Velvet in the backfield, now sends a man in motion. That's the receiver, number 6, and Hitchens is going to keep it himself, and he's going to run it to the left side. Hitchens likes to do this. He's moved it left and right, both sides. This time only a gain of 2, though.
That is 15 he picked up last time.
Yeah, way better. I think Cale Cruz got in on that tackle along with Tucker Thrift. So good job by those guys getting in there on the tackle. Second down and 8 now coming up.
And so far, this offense for Baldwin hasn't done anything electric, Mike. They've not tried to stretch the field. They're content with Hitchens just trying to run left and right, like you said.
Second down and 8. Hitchens now will run it to the right. He's going to try to go around the corner, and he's going to pick up positive yardage again as he's going to be down across the 20-yard line and get a first down again for this Baldwin football team. And this is, there's no rocket science to this, Jackie. It's snap the ball to Hitchens, and he's going to go left, he's going to go right. And there's not a lot of imagination for that. It's just power football.
Now he's going to have to go to the sideline because his helmet came off. Make him go way left this time.
Well, the team can burn a timeout and exchange, let him come back in, but they don't elect to do so. So number 1, which is not Cameron Smith, that's the wrong roster. Number 1 is Cortez Martinez. He'll stand in the shotgun now, and he's going to do the same thing that Hitchens did, and Martinez is going to do the same thing that Hitchens did and get a big gain down inside the 10-yard line as he just ran it left. Tackled down inside the 8-yard line down to the 7. It'll be first and goal for Baldwin.
We talked about Little League football, Mike. There's not much difference in what I see on Saturday mornings here, but right now, Baldwin pushing this Wildcat defense.
First and goal, going to run it to the right side this time. Oh. The replacement for Hitchens, and he comes in and runs the same play that Hitchens was running, and he's going to get to the 4-yard line. A gain of 3 here. It'll be second and goal. Hitchens still hasn't returned to the game. Second and goal from the 4-yard line, Jackie. The Wildcats drove on our first possession, missed the 44-yard field goal, had a chance to move that one inside, and then Baldwin kind of toughened up on us a little bit and moved us back. Now Baldwin in danger of going in for a touchdown here as they're going to run it to the left side, and they had our guy blocked over there on that far corner. Couldn't get off the block, and they're going to score a touchdown here as Baldwin gives the ball to Octavius Barnes, and Barnes just runs. Whoever gets the snap, Jackie's just going to run it, and Barnes ran toward the left pylon, got the touchdown. Baldwin's going to score first.
My goodness, I mean, that's got to be very discouraging for this Wildcat defense that you called it. They just went Wildcat package all the way down the field. The first man to touch the ball, I can assure you, is going to run it. Nothing fancy here coming out of Baldwin High School, but they draw first blood.
Nothing fancy. They get the touchdown. They're up 6-0. The guy that kicked off to start the game, Kevin Pardo Vargas, is going to try the extra point. Snap is a good one, and the kick is on the way, and he got it. So Baldwin is ahead 7-0 here with 1:34 to go in the first quarter. Let's take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Wildcat Football on 97.5 WFBB.
Dual State Real Estate is a proud supporter of Wildcat football. We offer home and land sales as well as property management in Florida and Georgia. Come in for a free consultation and we'll show you how to get up to 16% more for your property. Mention this ad and we'll give you free buyer representation. Don't hesitate. Call Dual State, owned and operated by Sabrina Thrift. Call us today at 904-397-0263 or check us out at dualstaterealestate.com. We'll give you service you deserve from people you can trust. And at Dual State Real Estate, we are always Wildcat proud.
high kickoff goes to the far side for the Wildcats, and we're going to get another fair catch over there. Silas Roden falls underneath it and catches it at the 39-yard line, so we'll start at first down and 10 from the 39. But Wildcats trailing here tonight, Jackie, 7-0, as Baldwin has gotten on the scoreboard first, and they didn't do it with anything fancy. They just lined the football up and ran whoever lined up in the quarterback position in the Wildcat formation, and they ran it to the left, they ran it to the right, they ran it middle, and they ran it all the way into the end zone, and they're up 7-0. Davion Dean in the gun. Davion's going to hand the ball off this time to the middle, and the Wildcats get a little bit of crease there, and we're going to get a face mask on top of that. Looked like Cam Smith the carry on that one, and Cam Smith shaking up just a little bit on the play. He picks up 2 yards, but he's going to get 15 more.
Yeah, that's not good.
Might have got poked in the eye or something.
Yeah.
Jack. I'm not sure. He's talking to the trainer over here. He said he's fine, but something happened within that face mask situation that time. So, oh my gosh, and they only give him 5 yards. Come on, Jack. What is going on here? If we touch somebody's face mask, they'll give us 30.
At minimum.
At minimum.
And then if we argue it, we're getting 15 more.
I didn't know in high school you could do a 5 or 15. That must be new. First down play now for the Wildcats. They'll redo the first down, so we're going first down and 2 instead of first and 10. Davion Dean's going to have the ball stripped here in the backfield. And Davion Dean, Jackie, since the early part of that first series, is just not having a good night. And that time the ball was stripped in the backfield. He faked the handoff to Kanias Williams inside, and Davion puts the ball on the turf, and Baldwin picks it up.
Yeah, and that time, that's twice now on those plays. You're giving Davion the opportunity to read what's going on, read what the defensive end does there. And that one just not a good call. Kanias Williams had some room in the middle there, and Davion Dean elects to pull it out. And defensive end right there waiting on him and strips that ball.
Baldwin's going to take it over. First and 10 from the 44. Coach Mays talking with Dean down there, and he comes off the field. First and 10 now. Hitchens back in the game for Baldwin. He's going to hand the ball to his deep back, and the deep back's going to be around the corner, and he's going to be down the sideline inside the 30-yard line. A huge gain on first down, as that was number 21 on the carry, and that is Fareed Coleman. And Fareed Coleman took it down the sideline to the 25, so a gain of about 17 on first down.
I'm not saying this Wildcat defense is the strongest I've ever seen, but I am telling you it is. They're getting to the outside easy, so I can't imagine these tackles aren't grabbing a hold of some defensive ends.
Something's going on, Jack. From the 25, first down and 10. Again, Hitchens going to run it to the right side this time. And Hitchens another 8-yard carry before being brought to the ground. And, yeah, the Wildcats, some of the players kind of looking to the sideline like, what do we do here? But not sure. Just keep an eye on that line. Let me know what you see, Jack. Second down and 2.
I'll tell you what I see. I see one of those veterans, and if you want to call it on that young defense, Avery Spurlock down there, he's pleading to the referee, please. They're tackling me.
Second down and 2 from the 22-yard line. They changed the Wildcat carrier again, and he's going to run it outside. Orlando Holland tracks him down from behind, but not before. Another first down for Baldwin, and he's all the way down inside the 10-yard line. Another first-and-goal situation.
They may have stole my playbook, Mike.
Well, I'm telling you, man, it is just a complete jailbreak from the time that they get started. Their line just, like you said, I don't know if they're tackling our guys, what they're doing, holding them up, something. But, it's just like a wall, and they are moving the ball down the field. So they'll have a first down and goal situation. We come back, Baldwin ahead 7-0, looking to score some more. That's the end of the first quarter. We'll take a 1-minute timeout here. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Have you ever thought about cleaning out your garage or wonder what you need to do with all those aluminum cans or scrap metal you've got laying around in the backyard? Well, look no further. You just need to load it up and head to American Recycling. Tim Hughes owns and operates American Recycling on Woodlawn Road in McClenny, Florida. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on the second and fourth Saturdays of every month from 9 a.m. to noon. Stop by and see Tim and maybe even cash in on that stuff you've got laying around. Tim and American Recycling say, go Wildcat.
We live in the small towns of North Florida, and we deserve only the finest in healthcare. We're fortunate to have that right here in McClenny at Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital. Here, we receive personalized treatment options that focus on wellness. It's reassuring to know that our doctors are just as qualified as larger hospitals, and our medical technology is the best available. Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital at Baker County Medical Services. The best part? They treat you like family.
Hey, first play of the second quarter here from Memorial Stadium, and the Wildcats going to get a big stop this time as Orlando Holland comes around and makes the tackle on the ball carrier. And again, Jackie, they weren't doing anything more than that Wildcat keeper as Octavius Barnes has checked into game number 4. He's going to check back out, and you're going to see Hitchens check back in. Number 11, Hitchens, he's the primary quarterback for this Baldwin football team. Hitchens, an athletic guy, he stands back there in the pocket. They're going to start back at the 6-yard line this time. Look for something besides the Wildcat here, Jack.
No, I'm not going to. He's going to run it to the right now.
Second down play, they line up 2 backs besides Hitchens. Now they move one to the left. On second down, Hitchens in the gun. Hitchens going to take it. He's going to fire one to the right side, and it's going to be batted away, and the Wildcats are going to get an incompletion.
Oh, man.
Thought we might get an interception over there. I think that was Mosley. Was that Mosley on the coverage?
Derek Major over there, yeah. Oh, my goodness, Mike. I thought he had it. Thought that was the play we needed. Tried to catch us sleeping over there, too. You called it.
Yeah, third down now. Now they might go back.
Now they're going to run to the right, I can assure you.
Hitchens in the gun. Third down play coming up. Hitchens going to take the snap. He runs it to the right, and they're going to get a penalty before the play here or a timeout, one or the other. Yeah, Baldwin called the timeout. The coach should be mad at himself for calling it because he had some room to run.
Yeah. There's not been too many of these where he hadn't had room to run tonight. My goodness. Time to load the box, boys, and man up. Throw your backs down there because they're just trying to run it right down your throat.
11:10 to go here in the second quarter. Just underway in the second quarter, but the Wildcats trail 7-0. And if you're Baldwin, you've got a chance to get a 2-possession lead right here on this Wildcat football team after you got a 28-0 lead against or win against Fernandina last week in that first district contest for Baldwin. I'm telling you, Jackie, a win over Baker County tonight would put Baldwin squarely in the driver's seat of this district race.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. 2 district wins and with only 2 opponents remaining. And it would put the Wildcats behind the 8 ball.
I just hate to know our district was won by a team that just runs the Wildcats.
Oh, my goodness.
And we're the Wildcats. Third down and goal from almost the 7-yard line. Hitchens takes the snap. He's going to run it to the right. The Wildcats collapse on him. Orlando Holland, one of the first guys in there to hit the quarterback. It'll be 4th down.
Good play that time by Orlando Holland. That's just a straight speed rush on his part. Able to get Hitchens from behind. Okay. My goodness, what a play. They're going to hopefully hold them to a field goal here.
Kevin Pardo Vargas is the kicker, number 42, left-footed kicker, and he's going to stand back around the 13 is where they'll spot it. It'd be a 23-yard field goal from the left hash, but some confusion on the Baldwin side as the play clock is ticking here. They move the ball back toward the middle of the field. They haven't reset the play clock. I mean, they just moved that straight to the middle of the field. Why? Snap is down.
Oh, my goodness.
On the way. The Wildcats had a chance to block it, but they got it. 13 to the 23-yard line, so a 23-yard field goal for Pardo Vargas as he somehow snuck it through one of the Wildcats that got back there to block that kick. But either way, it's a 10-0 lead for Baldwin. They take a 2-possession lead here with 10:15 to go in the first half. Wildcats trailing 10-0 to Baldwin here in our first district contest of the year. So a couple of wins the past 2 weeks against Oakleaf and Richmond Hill from Savannah last week. A couple of bigger schools the Wildcats have encountered. And now a team from just down the road coming to our home field. And taking an early 10-0 lead here. What do you got to do if you're the Cats here, Jack?
Yeah, you got to score right here. I mean, we put together that opening drive. Looked good. Looked like we were just going to drive right down the field and be able to put points on the scoreboard. And then it just stalled, and then a missed 43-yard field goal. So the Wildcats came away with nothing, and now Baldwin with all the momentum. Wildcats got to get something going here on offense.
Pardo Vargas has it teed up, and he's just going to kick a high pooch kick to this side. Nobody's there to field it. It's going to be up in the air for grabs. One of the Wildcats finally does grab it. Thank goodness. That was almost a perfectly executed kick by Baldwin, as if one of their guys would have been alert, they could have grabbed it out of the air, but luckily the Wildcats were able to do so. Number 33 got it. Who is that? 33 or 22. Kel Cruz went up and got it. Thank goodness that Cruz saw that and was able to do it. Now, I mean, what he did right there is what Blake Mays tries to do sometimes, and that is kick it high in the air, try to get it between those two zones. So you got an up, a group of folks up near midfield, and you got another group back around the 30. You get it between those two, and it's a free ball. First down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Handoff for the Cats, and this is going to be Cam Smith running to the right side, and Cam Smith's going to slip down right at the 49-yard line. But Cam Smith's going to pick up 8 easy yards on first down.
Can anybody tell me if Hibbett Sports is still open? I'm going to go buy him some cleats. He slipped twice down there tonight. Cam Smith, just electric from the backfield, picked up a big 8 yards there. And what a play by Kel Cruz to go up and get that football on the kickoff, man. Thank goodness he gets his athletic ability from his mother.
Second down and 2 from the 49-yard line. Handoff to Blake Mays. No, Davion Dean kept it himself. Had Blake Mays coming across on the jet sweep. And Mays got the fake, and Davion Dean carried that one across midfield down to the 47-yard line of Baldwin.
That may be the first down we've got in a while there.
Yeah, since the first possession. I mean, we got that first possession, we moved the ball well. And then Baldwin kind of tightened up as we got near their red zone, forced us into trying to kick a 44-yard field goal. But since that time, we haven't moved the ball at all. And here on the first down play, Cam Smith tackled for a 1-yard gain, so 2nd and 9.
They've done a great job. I'll tell you, Baldwin's game plan is to bottle Cam Smith up. And they've done a good job of it so far tonight. Just nothing really doing for number 1 out of the backfield.
2nd down and 9 from the 46-yard line. Davion Dean in the shotgun. Wildcats, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Dean's going to take the snap, fires it underneath. A little inside slant route is intercepted. And Dean, just that time, I'm telling you, Jackie, very little care on that throw. The ball was thrown out to the left side. He had his man on the slant, just threw it high, went past him, and the cornerback for Baldwin just stands there and makes the catch and goes the other way. That's a pick 6 for Baldwin the other way.
Oh, my goodness. That is a dagger that time. Just an easy slant pass that time. It looked like the Wildcat receiver tipped the ball and right into the arms of the Baldwin defender, who takes it all the way to the house. My goodness.
Well, from bad to worse, Jack.
Yeah.
It was 10-0 a moment ago, and now Pardo Vargas is on to attempt the extra point for Baldwin, and this will make it a 17-0 game. And this kick, finally, for Baldwin, well, I thought that was no good, but it sneaks through somehow. My goodness. Everything going right for the Baldwin Indians right now. I mean, the frustrating thing about that is, the Baldwin Indian player did nothing on that play to deserve an interception. He stood in the same spot that he was in, and the ball just happened to come to him. Davion Dean's got an inside slant to his wide receiver there, and the ball's behind him and high. And if we're going to run that type of slant play, put the ball in front of the receiver. If anything, you miss him out front. You miss him where, no harm, no foul. You throw it behind him and to the high side, guess what? That's what happens. The defender is going to get it and take it to the house. And now, instead of a 10-0 deficit, we're down 17-0, 3 scores. And guess what? After this half, Baldwin gets the ball to start the second half, Jackie. Not a good showing for the Wildcats here back on our home field. Maybe the Wildcats will get off the bus. And now the Wildcats again let the ball on the kickoff hit the ground, and again, we have to have somebody come over and pick it up.
What are we doing?
33.
What are we doing?
My goodness. Peyton Duggar. Peyton Duggar comes over and covers the ball up. I don't know. I'm telling you, it's almost like our guys haven't even gotten off the bus. And very little discipline on that side, or our side of the ball right now. We're trailing 17-0, and if we don't watch out, Jackie, it's gonna get real ugly. Davion Dean in the shotgun, first down and 10. Dean takes the snap, going to give it to Cam Smith. He fumbles the football again. Bad exchange between Smith and Dean, and we're going to take a 4-yard loss on first down. Puts the Cats behind the chains, and Coach Mays is calling for Dean to come out of the game.
Yeah, that's, I mean, again, just some miscommunication over there. I don't know what's going on, but Davion Dean and Cam Smith trying to run in the same direction.
Blake Mays in at quarterback now, and he's going to give it to Cam Smith, and Cam Smith's going to fight ahead for yardage here, but after these two plays, trailing 17-0, it's going to be 3rd down and 11 for this Cat football team, and I don't know, Jack. Not looking good here in the first half. 3rd down and 11. 7:40 to go here in quarter number 2. Blake Mays checks in at quarterback. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Mays going to drop the throw. He fires one underneath. He's got Kanias Williams, and Kanias Williams on the screen pass got blown up, and you're going to get a flag down after the play. At that time, the Baldwin guy just absolutely coached the Wildcats into getting a 15-yard penalty after the play. Or who do you think they threw it on?
I would imagine it's on the Wildcats right here, but my goodness, I tell you what they should have done. They should have thrown a flag. Oh, my goodness, what a break.
You're going to get a personal foul on the defense here. 15 yards is going to help the Wildcats out, but
they need to throw a flag on the offensive line who blocked absolutely nobody on that screen pass.
Yeah, I mean, if you catch a screen pass and it's well executed, you should have room to run. That time, Kanias Williams turned around and was absolutely smashed. Like you said, no blocking. 1st down and 10, though, we get bailed out by the penalty. 17-0, Baldwin with the lead here. Davion Dean back in there at quarterback. He's going to give it to Cam Smith. Cam Smith fights his way inside, and the ball comes out there toward the end. The Wildcats would have covered it, but it'll be 2nd down. Maybe a gain of 2. And that reminds me, Jackie, during that break, Coach reminded me before the game that I mentioned Peyton Duggar covering that fumble a moment ago, and I'll remind you, I think it was Wendell Jason. You know, my buddy Wendell Jason Duggar went to school with me. His company, the Stellar Group, they donated a bunch of bottles of water to the team, and I wanted to give them a shout-out, and we'll do that in a moment. Davion Dean has the snap go through his hands, and Dean is going to get leveled. Goes back to pick it up and has to make something out of nothing, and he can't. He's going to lose 3 or 4 yards on the play. And I tell you what, man, this is not looking good for the Cats here early on. 6:13 to go, first half. Cats are down 17-0. And if it sounds like we're not having a good time, it's because every offensive play seems to go backwards. 3rd down play. Dean looks down the middle of the field, and he was looking for Silas Roden, threw it behind him, and the ball's going to be broken up, and it'll be 4th down, and we'll have to punt it away. He had Roden for a moment. The safety came over for some help, but the pass was nowhere near Roden. It'll be incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, and just nothing doing that time. You know, I do like us taking the shot down the field because at that point, Baldwin, that defense has just had their ears pinned back looking for number 1 and doing a great job containing him. So Coach Mays trying to loosen it up a little bit.
High punt here from Blake Mays is going to come down inside the 25, take a Wildcat roll down around the 20, and that's where Baldwin will put it in play, 1st down. Well, here's the thing about a gunslinger. You know, a gunslinger throws the ball hard. You know, you think about Aaron Rodgers types and those in the NFL. Brett Favre was one of those guys. And you think about guys that throw the football hard, there's not a lot of room for error. If you throw the football hard, you've got to be deadly accurate, you know, and Davion Dean maybe can go back and learn from that play, watching some film, put a little air under that ball, let the receiver run past the safety there, and kind of lay it up and let him go get it, you know, as opposed to trying to thread that needle and throwing the football so hard. You know, it's great to have a good arm, no doubt about it, but when you have an arm like that, you've got to be accurate. You have to be. You see that with Anthony Richardson down in Gainesville. I mean, last week you look at it. I mean, sure, Anthony Richardson throws a beautiful ball, and he throws the ball hard. But when you're gonna throw the ball hard, you have to be accurate, and that's the reason why guys that have been like in the NFL that have been great quarterbacks over the course of time. You take a guy like Brett Favre. Yeah, he threw some interceptions, but guess what? When he needed it, he could put the ball in there on the money and throws that other guys couldn't make. And, that comes from accuracy. Sometimes you got to just lay it up and let the guy go get it. That would have been a good play there. Either way, though, it's fourth down. We have to punt it away, and Baldwin with a 17-0 lead gets the ball back.
Yeah, with 5:44 to go.
5:44 to go. Baldwin with the ball, first down from the 21-yard line. Now back under center, and we're going to jump across the line here. Baldwin went, they're going to get a false start here. So they're going to say false start on Baldwin. I thought we jumped. But Baldwin, we'll take that 5 yards.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure we didn't jump, but 55 for Baldwin was about 10 yards down the field on his blocking assignment. So I think he bailed us out. The optics, man.
Yeah, you never know. First down, 15.
He was getting after it, though. Head down, just driving his legs, Mike.
On the previous play, he was under center. Now goes back to the shotgun. Now Hitchens in there in the shotgun for Baldwin. Takes the snap, going to run the Wildcat to the right side. And guess what? Hitchens is going to pick up big yardage, and he's going to get pulled down by his face mask, I'm afraid. And the ball's on the ground. So let that play out. And it looked like the Wildcats had a chance to cover it, but it might have went out of bounds.
Oh, my gosh.
How did we not recover that fumble?
When it rains, it pours, Mike. My goodness. I mean, the ball, the Wildcat defender was standing over the top of the ball. He was the only one around. Gee.
I don't know how we didn't recover that fumble. I mean, it's almost like our guys need to get back on the bus, take a trip down the road, come back, and start this game over. But guess what? You don't get the luxury of doing that. You got to come to the game ready to go. Wildcats clearly have not been. Clearly are inferior to this Baldwin team so far tonight. Baldwin's going to try to run this one around the left end. You're going to get a flag finally for what should be holding, and that should back up Baldwin on this play.
This has got to be a hold. Again, there's just no way. It's not even going to be a hold. Illegal block in the back, Mike.
Yeah, illegal block in the back. That's.
I'm sure my four defenders that were laying on the ground didn't get drugged down. This new defense we're trying out.
They'll move the ball all the way back to the 17-yard line here, so they're going to replay second down. Second down and almost 15 from there. But big break for the Cats as he fumbled a moment ago. Now, we should have recovered the fumble, but after that, now they've gone backwards here. Hitchens is going to run it to the right side, and the Wildcats do a nice job on that left side. Somebody came off that left end and got him by the shoestring over there. Might have been 22 again, Cale Cruz. We've been calling his name a lot this year.
A lot. I'll tell you what, Cale Cruz and Seth Chestnut last Saturday, Mike, I think Seth ended up with 25 tackles, and Cale had around 20 tackles. Two sophomores on this defense, just getting after it out there.
Yeah, it's amazing when you're calling sophomores that are playing in there in the middle part of that defense, getting it done. Cruz wears number 22. Third down and 12. This time, Hitchens going to go to the shotgun, splits three receivers to the left-hand side, and Baldwin 17-0 lead here with 4 minutes to go in the half. Hitchens under pressure. He's going to have all kind of room to scramble out of there, and he's going to get the first down easy. And nothing but room out in front of him. As the Cats had some pressure, he scrambles out of the box and runs for the first down.
They're going to mark him short, Mike. Wildcats are going to get a break there because I was with you. I thought he got the first down, but must have stepped out about 2 yards short. So another break for this Wildcat defense.
He had to get a break, but he's looking at fourth down and 3 now. If I'm Baldwin with a 17-0 lead and I don't want to give the ball back, I might even just go for this.
With my running back.
I mean, I realize you don't want to give the other team momentum, but the Wildcats have zero momentum right now. I mean, zero. The only positive thing for the Cats is a missed 44-yard field goal early in the game. That's the only positive. punt's going to come down here, and the Cats are going to they're going to touch the ball. And after all that, you're going to move it all the way back inside the 25, but luckily it'll be where we first touched it, which will be out around the 28. I'm telling you, it's almost like they probably didn't practice this week or get ready for this game at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, special teams has been a blunder tonight. My goodness.
Well, Cats on their heels a little bit, 17-0. They trail against this Baldwin Indian football team who made the trip 10 minutes down the road or so to face the Wildcats here tonight. Jackie, want to do a special little announcement here right before halftime. We'll do that in just a moment. I talked to my buddy Brad Rollerson earlier and Sarah Rao, two folks that I want to just share kind of a message that they shared with me. First down play here, Davion Dean's looking downfield, and he was looking for Cam Smith going on a little wheel route up the sideline. And everything that the Wildcats have thrown tonight, Baldwin has defended. And I mean defended.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I mean, we've not had an open... I mean, Cam Smith, we're used to seeing that guy run all over the field. He can't get anything going. Every pass thrown, there's been a Baldwin defender right there. So far, this Wildcat offense is just not clicking tonight.
Second down and 10 play coming up. Davion Dean in the shotgun. He's going to have two receivers to the left side and two to the right. Cam Smith will be in the backfield. 3:40 to go here in the first half, and it's been all Baldwin, 17-0, and Baldwin's going to get the second half kickoff because they won the toss before the game, deferred to the second half. Right now, Wildcat's going to hand it off, and Cam Smith's got a big hole. Cam Smith chooses to run right behind the blocker and right into the tackle. He goes left or right that time, and Cam Smith's got a ton of room. He runs right into the tackle. It's going to be third down and 2.
That time, I mean, even the easy thing.
Third down and 2. Wildcats need 2 yards. They're going to run it behind Smith again, and Cam Smith got a hold this time. There he goes 40, and Cam Smith falls down out across the 40 and is hit late after that. He's going to get 15 yards on top of that as a late hit falls down on top of Cam Smith. He got to the 44-yard line, so you'll add 15 to this run. Now, I was going to say a moment ago, with a 17-0 lead, and Cam Smith kind of went down on his own on this play, Jackie. We'll have to check and see that he's okay, as the Cats got a first down out near the 44. And that kind of thing would add insult to injury to what's happening to the Cats here tonight.
Oh, no doubt about it. Cam Smith, so electric.
Hey, Jackie, just real fast, I want to do a quick announcement. I talked to my friends, one of my friends, Brad Rollerson, today, and my other friend, Sarah Rao, and they want to just kind of let you know about a special event going on tomorrow for the Isaiah 117 house, Jackie. You heard about the Isaiah 117 house? An Isaiah 117 house is a home being built here in Baker County, and that's to serve kids from our area and surrounding counties where they're removed from their home by the Department of Children and Families. So very serious situation, but a very worthwhile effort behind this Isaiah 117 house. They make the most of a traumatic day in a child's life, and they turn it into the child's best day ever, right? So they give them new clothes, shoes, warm meals, play games with them, anything that they can do to turn their worst day into their best day. And there's a lot of caseworkers that are involved in these things with Isaiah 117, and they set up foster families and relative replacements for success with anything that these kids need. And so there's a Facebook page, the Isaiah 117 House of Baker County, Florida, and you can go follow that Facebook page and understand it. But I, along with talking to Sarah about what the benefits of the Isaiah 117 House are, I talked to Brad Rollerson, and tomorrow he's selling Boston butts and slabs of ribs down here by the Baker Beverage on US 90 and McClenny, and those proceeds are going to the Isaiah 117 House. So if you have plans to watch college football tomorrow and kind of hang out at home and you want some pork to go with it, some ribs, some Boston butt, get down there and see my buddy Brad Rollerson. And you can even stop by just to make a donation to the Isaiah 117 House if you want. But while you're there, go ahead and pick up some ribs and Boston butt. And it was good to talk to Sarah and Brad today about that opportunity. So I just want to share that with the Wildcat fans listening in. And we'll get back to some football here from the 39-yard line. The Cats with the ball. Second down, we'll call it 2:30 to go in the first half. We trail 17-0. We need a score badly. Cam Smith and Davion Dean fumbled the football again, put it on the ground. I don't know how we have made so many mistakes tonight. And this time, Smith, after all that, this is just bad communication. It's happened. If you go back to the very beginning of the game, Jackie, the offense was confused on the very first series when we got down there, and it's happened again here. And we're going to be moved back all the way back to the 44, and it'll be 3rd and 15.
Yeah, just nothing doing it again. I mean, even that time, that's happened several times. Mike, the center quarterback exchange is throwing this whole offense for a loop right now.
3rd down, call it 13. Dean in the shotgun, takes a snap, looks to throw. Dean looks down the field. He's got a man, and it's Blake Mays coming across the middle there. And again, same thing as a moment ago. That time Mays probably has 3 yards separation on the defender, but the pass nowhere near complete. It just trying to muscle it down there a little too fast. And you've got, Dean had some time to throw that time, and you got a receiver coming free. And it's that, again, if you're going to throw the ball that hard, you've got to be accurate, and he was not accurate. It'll be 4th down. We'll have to punt it away.
Yeah, we've got a couple receivers tonight, Mike, working downfield and trying to stretch the field now again. The way they've bottled up Cam Smith, you would hope. That means they're loading the box and we're able to stretch the field a little bit, but not even able to accomplish that tonight.
High kick here from Blake Mays, and Baldwin's going to have a chance with the football before halftime, but this one's going to turn into a great punt by Blake Mays as the Wildcats will cover it inside the 10. So 1:25 to go here in the half. Baldwin will have the ball here, and they'll also get the ball to start the second half. And guess what else, Jackie? They've got a 17-0 lead against these Wildcats. Fortunately, we've got the Baker County Farm Bureau halftime report coming up, so we'll be able to talk about something positive. Oh, yeah, the Gators lost to Kentucky last week, so never mind. That's not positive. Well, what else we got to talk about, Jack? Anything positive we can talk about tonight? Seminoles in action tonight. Are they winning or losing? Which one?
I haven't looked at it.
Is there anything positive we can report on tonight? My goodness. 1st down for Baldwin from the 5-yard line. Inside the 10 here, they'll start it with the lead, 17-0, 1:25 to go. Beautiful night for football here from Baker County. As Cats and Indians doing battle. And the Wildcats are going to get pulled off sides here on the first play as Hitchens. Oh, they're going to call a false start.
Yeah, that time the right guard, he did. He moved first. And just like this AU offense I was discussing earlier, they have a hard time going on too as well.
Yeah, so move it half the distance to the goal here, all the way back to the 2-yard line or so. It'll be 1st down and call it 14 from there for Baldwin. But 1:25 to go in the first half, 17-0. They're going to run guess what, Jackie? The Wildcat. Hitchens to the right side, and he's going to be way out across the 10-yard line. Gets hit hard over there, but does pick up a 1st down for the Baldwin Indians, and so 1:15 and counting here. I'll give you a positive story in a moment, Jackie. I thought about something positive I can tell you.
It kind of looks like a Georgia Tech, Air Force offense.
Remember Georgia Southern when they ran the option all day long against Florida when that team had quit on the season and just gets old. But they're not even running the option, Jackie. He's just taking it and going. 1st down and 10. From the 20-yard or right at the 19-yard line. Clock's running, though. Baldwin's in no hurry. They've got a 17-0 lead. They know they get the ball to start the second half. And they're not worried about it at all. Run the ball again behind the big offensive line. Hitchens not going anywhere this time, but they're going to be fine with just letting this thing run, take a 17-0 lead to the locker room. Jackie, I'll give you something positive. Let me tell you something. I got to travel this week. I was up in Boston, Massachusetts. You ever been to Boston, Massachusetts?
One time.
Tuesday night I had a chance to go watch the first time I've ever seen it. Number one, I was in Fenway Park, which is a big deal to begin with, but guess who was there, Jackie? The New York Yankees were there. And I got a chance to see Aaron Judge hit not one, but 2 home runs. His 56th and 57th of the year Tuesday night. So that was a positive this week. That happened to me, and that was a good night. So I'll tell you more about that when we talk on our Baker County Farm Bureau halftime report. I had a chance to talk to your father, Jack Baker, tonight before the game. He was down at the booster tent enjoying one of those sausage dogs that Bobby Ray and Mr. Freddie and all those guys put together out there, and it was a good night to get a little something to eat before the game. But Jack Baker reminded me, that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. One of those things that if you're a Farm Bureau member, you want to be thinking about not only the automobile insurance, not only the homeowner's insurance, not only your boat insurance or golf cart insurance, whatever else you got, but think about your life insurance. When you think about, plans for the future and your family and people like that, you have to put plans in place for those that you love. And think about life insurance. You can go down and talk to Jack or Justin about that. 259. And Baker County Farm Bureau is our halftime sponsor. So when we come back, we'll have our Baker County Farm Bureau halftime report. Unfortunately, right now, not good news for the Wildcats. We trail 17-0 as we head to the locker room. We'll be back. We're going to take about a 4-minute timeout here, and you're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
You're listening to Wildcat Football on 97.5 FM WFBB. This radio station is a ministry of Glen Baptist Church in Glen, St. Mary, Florida. We're blessed to air Baker County Wildcat Football live each week, and it's our hope that you enjoy the program. We know that life is busy, work, school, football, running errands around, but in the midst of the busyness, we all need a church home that brings the stability upon which you can build your life. If you're looking for a church home where you can grow in Christ and community, we would love to invite you to worship with us every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. Check us out on our website at glenbaptist.org or on Facebook, where you can access church info and content and even watch worship services. At Glen, you get dynamic music, gospel-centered expository preaching, and a wonderful faith community. Come grow with us.
Baker County Farm Bureau wants to wish the Baker County Wildcats much success this football season. Baker County Farm Bureau, special areas. The phone number for dependable heating and air conditioning is 259-6546. Oscar and Susie Gray would like to say, go Wildcats. Again, that's dependable heating and air conditioning, 259-6546.
Dual State Real Estate is a proud supporter of Wildcat football. We offer home and land sales as well as property management in Florida and Georgia. Come in for a free consultation and we'll show you how to get up to 16% more for your property. Mention this ad and we'll give you free buyer representation. Don't hesitate. Call Dual State, owned and operated by Sabrina Thrift. Call us today at 904-702-6.
The finest in healthcare. We're fortunate to have that right here in McClenny at Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital. Here, we receive personalized treatment options that focus on wellness. It's reassuring to know that our doctors are just as qualified as larger hospitals, and our medical technology is the best available. Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital at Baker County Medical Services. The best part? They treat you like family.
Have you ever thought about cleaning out your garage or wonder what you need to do with all those aluminum cans or scrap metal you've got laying around in the backyard? Well, look no further. You just need to load it up and head to American Recycling. Tim Hughes owns and operates American Recycling on Woodlawn Road in McClenny, Florida. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on the second and fourth Saturdays of every month from 9 a.m. to noon. Stop by and see Tim and maybe even cash in on that stuff you've got laying around. Tim and American Recycling say, go Wildcat.
Baker County Farm Bureau wants to wish the Baker County Wildcats much success this football season. Baker County Farm Bureau, specializing in auto insurance, homeowners insurance, along with life insurance. To get started with Farm Bureau, contact Jack Baker or Justin Webb at 259-6332. That's 259-6332.
Jackie, all the Wildcat fans across Wildcat Nation tuning in tonight to see these Cats play their first district ball game of the year. They got the YouTube set up at home. They're streaming it live, and so far it's been all Baldwin. 17-0, Baldwin over these Wildcats tonight. We started out, had a promising drive to open the ball game. Went down, Baldwin kind of tightened up, and we thought, okay, well, we'll just kick a field goal on this first drive and come back and get them the next time. Well, we missed a 44-yard field goal, and then the rest is kind of history. After that, 17 unanswered Baldwin points in the first half. One of those, a pick six, took it the other way, and Baldwin, inexplicably right now, is shutting us down on offense. We can't do anything, and it's 17-0.
Yeah, just nothing doing so far for this Wildcat offense, and I mean, we haven't seen the likes of that all season long. You know, we've talked about Cam Smith. I mean, just an electric football player, not only for this Wildcat team, but in the state, putting up big numbers on the ground. Davion Dean, you know, has done things with his arm, with his legs these past couple weeks. Kanias Williams getting a lot of reps in there, just a sophomore, but I tell you, maybe similar to what we saw on Saturday, we've talked about it. Davion Dean, just a sophomore out there, Mike, and maybe a little bit of that, not having a whole lot of experience there as a starting quarterback on a varsity team. Maybe it's finally starting to come out a little bit with a lot of miscues in the backfield tonight with the running backs, you know, and you talked about touch on the football. So, yeah, you know, we can't discredit what he's done this season, but again, a sophomore out there. So hopefully in this second half, you know, Coach Mays can put some things together to simplify it for Davion, and we go out there and rely on that athletic ability and that offensive line. They got to get after it a little bit and open those holes for Kanias and Cam in the second half.
Yeah, you know, if I sound frustrated, it's because I am. You know, you see this team and the capability that they have to do really good things on the football field, and then you see, you know, mistakes that are self-inflicted, you know, and when you make mistakes that the other team causes, well, you know, that's one thing. But when you make mistakes that are self-inflicted and you just look like you just don't have your act together, that's a totally different thing. And it's, you know, it's one of those things that when you're playing in a district ball game, the first district ball game of the year, that you kind of got to have that shored up before you step on a football field in this type of game tonight. So, hey, take nothing away from the plays these guys have made all year. These guys, we got some really talented football players on this football team. But, Jackie, right now, Baldwin, for one half of football, has made it look like we don't know how to play football.
No, I mean, and the special teams miscues, you know, Blake Mays, opportunity to put us up, put points on the board first, and we miss a 43-yard field goal, and a couple times on the kickoff, we've had to clench our teeth and pray for the best, you know, and the Wildcat players are able to jump on some of these footballs that are just bobbling around down there, and then on the last one there, the last punt, Cam Smith and Mekhi Mosley run into one another trying to get the ball. So, I mean, special teams has really been a hindrance tonight for this Wildcat team as well.
Well, Jackie, we want to welcome everybody into our Florida Farm Bureau halftime report. Again, 259-6332. Jack Baker, Justin Webb. They're the Farm Bureau experts down there, and they're our friends here too. And I told you already going into the break that September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. So if you don't have any or you're not sure about your life insurance coverage, give Jack or Justin a call down there and talk to them about it. 259-6332. Jackie, last weekend was not a great weekend for us in the world of college football, but I got to tell you, man, I talked on the phone last night with a guy that played football here a few years ago. You'll remember him. He plays right tackle for the Appalachian State Mountaineers right now, and they went on the road last week and beat Texas A&M. I got a chance last night. Cooper Hodges and I called up on the phone, and we're going to do an interview with Cooper before next week's game so we can play it at halftime. But I just had a chance to talk to him last night, and I got to tell you, man, you guys, next week, stay tuned to our halftime report next week because we're going to do an interview with Cooper, and he's going to tell us about going out to College Station, you know, that big win. You know, a lot of people remember when App State knocked off Michigan several years ago. Well, ever since that time, I mean, App State's not a joke. You know, it's not a football team you can just put on your schedule lightly. App State's got a good football team. Cooper Hodges has been part of that football team now for 5 years since he left Baker County High School. And, you know, I was telling you last week, he doesn't leave the field on offense. I mean, he's on every play. So, well, tomorrow, guess what, Jackie? Tomorrow, if you tune in on ESPN College Game Day in the morning, guess where they're going to be? Where's that? They chose to go to Boone, North Carolina tomorrow to be at Appalachian State. Oh, wow. So, tomorrow morning, the App State folks will be featured. They'll be on College Game Day in the morning. They play Troy tomorrow, the Troy Trojans. And, you know, hey, give some hometown love for our guy 70 Cooper Hodges up there playing with those guys. I know we've got some other guys in college out there, but that's probably one of the biggest stories in college football last week. And we got a Baker County guy. But I talked to him. He's got Luke Combs is going to be the guest picker on College Game Day tomorrow. He's a big App State guy, and Cooper told me, he's gotten a chance to meet Luke Combs up there, and it's a big deal. So Cooper was excited about it. But Jackie, I asked him. I said, "Hey, Jackie and I want to know, what's the deal with the cookie company? Are they still in business? Did you guys, And he said they actually came back to him this year, but he said he's got to stay away from the cookies or he's going to be 350 pounds. He said they decided not to do that. But next week, Jackie, before I won't give away all the secrets of everything Cooper told me, but we'll have an interview with Cooper to play for you next Friday night at halftime, and I can't wait, man. He's a good kid. I told you last week he's the son of Brad and Alicia here in town. Brad Hodges, Alicia Stavely, and they got three boys, and Cooper the middle child, and he's having the time of his life up there playing for the App State Mountaineers. So wish them well tomorrow against Troy, and you can watch them on College Game Day. Jackie, other action tomorrow. Let me get your thoughts on a couple of games. And you and I obviously don't know anything about what we're talking about, but this is kind of a good game, and this is a game I'll watch. Penn State going on the road to face Auburn. Penn State's a 3-point favorite on the road at Auburn. Auburn's not expected to do great things this year, but that's a fun game to watch right there, and it's a small point spread. Who you got in that ball game, Jackie?
At Auburn?
At Auburn.
At Auburn, yeah, you got to go War Eagle, baby, coming down here. Saw a little bit of that from Utah. It's different playing in the South and the heat right now. As the year goes on, it'll get easier, but right now the humidity and heat, man, it's painful for those guys coming from up north.
Georgia, we hear a lot of mouth right now from all the Georgia fans in this area, which is fine. They got the national championship. They're going to take it on the road tomorrow to face South Carolina. I don't want you to tell me who's going to win, but can Georgia cover this 25-point spread at South Carolina? Are they that good, Jackie?
I don't know, Mike. I tell you, I would have never thought they did what they did to Oregon at the beginning of the year, but my goodness, I think they go in. I haven't seen great things out of Spencer Rattler so far, so they may go walk the dog on the Gamecocks.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. That'll be a fun one to watch, too, tomorrow, South Carolina up there. South Carolina always has a good atmosphere for college football, and Georgia is clearly the better team in that matchup, but it'll be a fun one to watch. Jackie, here's one for you. Tomorrow, the Miami Hurricanes, they're going to take it out there where Cooper and App State went last week and go to Texas A&M to College Station. How does Texas A&M respond from that loss to App State last week with Miami and the Hurricanes coming in?
This game will be the tell of how their season will go. Are they trying to get vengeance on a ranked Miami team that comes into town? Or are they willing at this point to think the season's over and let Miami walk the dog on them? And so that's going to be a great game there. Miami hopefuls. Haven't seen an ACC championship yet, Mike, so they're trying. They're looking for anything they can grasp straws on.
How many years has it been?
A lot.
It's been a lot of years. And I got to tell you, I don't know. Manny, that team, they're going to go out there to College Station tomorrow. I feel like Texas A&M responds, plays well against Miami tomorrow, but that's an interesting game. That's a fun one to watch. So I'm looking as a Gator fan now, as disappointed as I've been the last few years and as disappointed as I was last week watching Kentucky again for the third time in 5 years after they haven't beaten Florida in 31 years, after 3 times in 5 years now that they won. And, hey, could have been more than 3 out of the last 5, Jack. It could have been 4 or 5 if not for some, fortunate things that happened for the Gators, like, finding Kyle Trask at one point. But, hey, listen, it's disappointing to be a Gator fan right now. So I'm looking for the fun in this thing, I already told you, Jackie, you and I both decided that this is our last year of Wildcat Radio football here. So, I want to have fun this year. I want to have fun. I want to talk about some stories. And I thought about one today that I'd share with you. And, I was sharing with Jonathan Jowers. Jonathan Jowers is a chaplain for the team, and he's a pastor down over at Grace Baptist Church, right? So I'm talking to Jonathan Jowers, and he's telling me how big of a Atlanta Braves fan he is, right? Well, the Braves and Phillies doing battle this weekend. Well, you know who I'm a fan of, Jackie. I'm a fan of the Philadelphia Phillies, okay? And I have been all my life, and I've been that way because in the Baker County Little League system here, when I was in minor league, I played for the Phillies. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and tell you how old I am. This was 1980. Okay, 1980. Jackie, were you born in 1980?
I was not.
Okay, well, I was. I was 7 years old in 1980. So in 1980, I played for the minor league Phillies, and guess where I played? I played right down there on the same field that the minor league plays on today, which is a whole different story we can talk about. But I played down there for the Phillies. We won the championship that year. Matter of fact, we won it that year and the year after. Some guys on my team, you know, Casey Griffiths, Riley Roden, guys like that, guys you probably recognize the names of. Riley and I played, you know, for years together. But we played on that team. The Phillies won the championship that year. And I played third base on that Phillies team. This is before I moved to catcher and ultimately to first base when I got chunkier. But at that time, I was playing third base. And Mike Schmidt was my hero because he played third base for the Phillies, and I was on the Phillies. Well, Jackie, we won the championship. Guess who else won the championship in 1980? Oh, the Philadelphia Phillies. They beat the Kansas City Royals, which Greg Harrison wouldn't want me to tell you, but it's just the truth. They beat the Kansas City Royals, George Brett and all those guys, Willie Wilson, that whole Kansas City Royals team. This is when Tug McGraw threw his glove in the air. Do you remember this? Steve Carlton. And anyway, the Phillies, they had Pete Rose, they had Mike Schmidt, they had this whole group of folks, and I just fell in love with the Phillies at 7 years old. So I've been a Phillies fan my entire life. Well, guess what, Jackie? The same year, the next year, the Philadelphia Eagles went to the Super Bowl. So I became an Eagles fan and a Phillies fan, and you've known that about me. Yeah. But a lot of people may not have known that about me. So just a fun, little interesting fact. I've been following them my whole life. Well, both of those teams, the Braves and the Phillies, are set to go to the playoffs this year. There's only 18 or 19 games left in the Major League season, and they've got a big series this weekend. So what do you say? Go Phillies? Go Phillies. Yeah, you don't care about the Braves, then, do you? No, I like the Braves. A lot of folks in this area love the Braves. Yeah, I like the Braves a lot, and as much as I like you, and I hope that, you know, all your dreams come true, I got to hope the Braves, man. We held on. We were in that number one spot for a brief moment there, so trying to climb our way back to the top. Well, I told you earlier this year, Jackie, you know, after 26 years, I called it quits with the Jacksonville Jaguars this year. I was the chief statistician for the last many years. Gary Pelham and Greg Harrison, they still work over there. I called it quits this year, Jackie, and after this season of the Wildcat Radio, after 26, 27 seasons, this will be our last year. So I just want to have some fun. This is it. I want to go out on a high note. Wildcat football will still be here, and somebody will be sitting in this chair to bring it to you, but it won't be me, and it won't be you. So we'll let folks have it, you know. But a couple of things that have happened during that time. I got to see the Philadelphia Eagles in a Super Bowl here in Jacksonville. Got to work that game. Got to be there for that, so that was exciting. I'm going to tell some of these stories this year during the year, Jackie. And I started tonight by letting you know I'm a Phillies fan, so we'll follow them in the playoffs and see how that goes. What do you think? Yeah, I'm all for it. And I want you to bring some stories, too. I don't have as many as you, man. Are you saying I'm old? I'm a little bit younger than you are. So you're saying I'm old. All right, well, thanks to Jack Baker and Justin Webb for our Farm Bureau halftime report. We're about ready to get it kicked off here in the second half, and Wildcats have it teed up. I mentioned earlier that Baldwin had won the opening toss. They deferred to the second half. They elected to receive in the second half, so they're going to take their 17-0 lead, and they're going to take the football to start this second half, and they're going to get clobbered on the opening kickoff as Orlando Holland comes down and drills the return man, and luckily he didn't call fair catch, or that would have been a penalty. But either way, Baldwin will take it there, 1st and 10 from their 32-yard line. Yeah, maybe that's a sign of things to come here. Maybe we got a little life in that locker room at halftime, because we got our work cut out for us here. Baldwin up 17-0, starting this third quarter, and receives the ball. Wildcat defense needs to stop right out of the gate, Mike. 1st down and 10 for Baldwin. Just got the score update for all you Seminole fans. Seminoles losing right now to Louisville, 14-7 on a Friday night. Same fate as the Wildcats maybe tonight. 1st down and 10. Hitchens going to roll to the right side. And guess what play he's running, Jackie? He's running the Wildcat, and he's going to pick up yardage over there, but a flag behind the play here. Could this be a hold? As this is a hold. My goodness. They can see it. Yeah, I think they got somebody behind the play over here, and that entire line crashing down to the right side. Maybe that's something, maybe Coach May gave them a point of emphasis to look for in the second half. Maybe he said, hey, guys, do you guys, in your official training, did you guys learn about holding? And it can happen anywhere. It could be them, it could be us. Yeah. 1st down and 20, they back them up here all the way to the 25-yard line. And now Hitchens goes into the gun again, and guess what? He's going to run the Wildcat. Running to the left side, Hitchens is going to be pulled down from behind. He's going to pick up about 3 yards out to the 28. And I hope you folks at home have a sense of humor because, I mean, honestly, it's just funny at this point. I mean, they are running the same play, and they've done it with success. They've got a 17-0 lead. Now, one of those touchdowns was a pick six the other way. But, Jackie, literally, 85% of the plays they've run tonight have been Wildcat, and it's either been left or right.
Yeah, and that's honestly probably not the most disappointing fact of the night. The fact that this Wildcat offense just can't get anything going
absolutely
has been disappointing in the first half.
3-yard gain that time for Hitchens. Second down, 17 now from the 28-yard line. Hitchens in the gun again. He's got 2 blockers to his right, 1 receiver out to the right. I would expect Wildcat to the right. Hitchens calls for the ball, takes the snap. No, he's going to throw it. Looks down the field, got single coverage on the outside, and he's got a receiver, and a catch is made. So they lull the Wildcats to sleep with the Wildcat play, and then they go over the top. They had single coverage on the outside, and the receiver just beat his man, and Hitchens throws a beautiful pass and caught in stride over there before he goes out of bounds at the 20. A huge play as they pick up 48 yards on the pass play.
My goodness, and that time, a little bit of touch you were talking about earlier. Didn't try to rifle it in there, just threw it up, and the receiver gave the receiver an opportunity to run right past the Wildcat defender.
And, well, that's the 2 examples right there. So you saw the ball that Hitchens just threw. That's a play that his receiver can go get, right? On the other plays, when Dean was coming across the middle, you got Blake Mays open on the interior slant, and that's the same kind of throw you need to make in that situation. First down and 10 from the 20. And the Wildcat formation, and they're going to run the Wildcat and pick up about 5 yards down inside the 15. I'm going to tell you a little secret here, Jack, and I know the folks watching may not want to hear this, but if Baldwin scores now and a touchdown on this drive, it's basically going to be an insurmountable place for the Wildcats.
Yeah, you talked about how fast that first half went. Well, when they're content with just running the quarterback up and down the field, there's not a lot of opportunity for the clock to stop here. So if they score 24-0, Wildcat team's going to have their work cut out for them.
Second down and 5 from the 15-yard line. They changed the quarterback. Octavius Barnes checks back in there. He's number 4, so Hitchens checks out. Barnes checks in. He runs the Wildcat to the left, and Barnes, he's going to get stood up right at the line of scrimmage. He might have picked up a yard down to the 14. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
And I'll say this because I say it during college games too. A Wildcat defender gets up clapping because they made a stop. Baldwin's probably got 300 yards of rushing on you tonight. Let's not clap. Let's make a few more of those tackles.
I was thinking the same thing earlier on the kickoff when we've got guys out there, blowing kisses to the fans. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, you're down 17-0. Let's go. 3rd down, call it 5 from the 14-yard line. Barnes in there, number 4. He's going to get the Wildcat snap, but they're going to move on the left side of the offensive line. Looked like the tackle just stood up and took off a little early, and that'll cost them 5. Wildcat fans watching in on the stream tonight. Hopefully, I'm hoping for better things. Now, I wasn't saying if they score here, it's insurmountable for us for that to happen. I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
No,
I want us
that's
to turn this thing around. I'd love to see the Wildcats turn this around, score a couple of touchdowns this quarter, make it a 4th-quarter ball game. But right now, I mean, momentum, ever since the middle part of that 1st quarter, momentum has been all on the side of the Baldwin Indians. 3rd down and 9. Hitchens back in there now, number 11. Hitchens, he's the primary feature quarterback here. Hitchens is going to send Barnes over to the left side of the formation. Hitchens is going to throw the ball. They've got a slant on the inside. A catch is made inside the 10, and he fights for the goal line, and they're going to say he crossed the goal line with the football and scored a touchdown. He leaned back to put the football over the goal line, and the ball came out. So 2 things could have happened. It could have crossed the goal line and been a touchdown, or it could have been a fumble and came out before it crossed the goal line. Not sure either way. But they call it a touchdown, and that's what you got. 23-0. Baldwin on top now of these Wildcats with 8:06 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Oh, man, this is not good. Not good for this Wildcat team.
You got to go back quite a while to see somebody shutting us out on our home field in the 3rd quarter of a football game. Number 42 for Baldwin is going to kick it through there as he left foots it right in there, 24-0. Baldwin, 24, Wildcats nothing, 8:06 to go, 3rd quarter. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout. Wildcats going to get the football back here. 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Hi, this is Larry Birkins of Birkins Chevrolet in McClenny. It is truly an honor to help make these Wildcat radio broadcasts possible. Birkins Chevrolet with sales and service 6 days a week. Cars, trucks, SUVs, certified used cars. We help customers establish or reestablish credit. Thank you, Wildcat fans. From Larry Birkins at Birkins Chevrolet, US 90 in the heart of McClenny.
Online at BirkinsChevy.com.
For over 50 years, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning has been serving the community of McClenny. They provide quality air conditioning, HVAC, and electrical work to the residents of McClenny and the surrounding areas. The phone number for Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning is 259-6546. Oscar and Susie Gray would like to say, go Wildcats. Again, that's Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning, 259-6546.
Want to give a shout out to my man John Meadows back at the studio there at Glen Baptist Church, keeping us in business here with the commercial timeouts. Wildcats get the football here, and immediately Cam Smith is going to get pushed back about 8 yards here on first down. Wildcat offensive line getting no push. Baldwin's defense has been in the backfield all night long, so on the first play from scrimmage, as the Wildcats get the ball in the second half, we lose 8 yards. Right on cue.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this offensive line tonight is struggling, Mike. Baldwin defenders just in the backfield as soon as Cam Smith or Kanias Williams get the handoff.
Second down, call it 18. Dean in the shotgun, looks to throw it, and he's going to get intercepted. Should have been intercepted. He threw it across the middle. And looking for his receiver out there, number 18. He just kind of flipped it that way for Cedric Larry. And Larry, the ball was behind him and right into the arms of one of the Baldwin defensive backs. And luckily, Jackie, he dropped it, or that would have been another pick six. And it would have counted because the penalty is holding against the Wildcats. And that was that close from being a pick six, Jack.
Yeah, no doubt. Baldwin.
They're going to decline.
They're going to decline it.
Yeah, smart. That's smart. It's third down and 18.
Their defense is playing well.
Yeah, I mean they've really made our offense look like it's we're just drawing things up back there. Third down, 18. Here we go. Dean looks to throw. He looks for the deep ball. He's going to get hit from behind, but does dump it off underneath to Blake Mays. He might have been past the line of scrimmage when he threw it, Jackie, but I don't think they got him on that flag. The 35-yard line was where the ball was. I'm not sure if you can see on the replay if he got past the line. It looked like he was close. Going to get out there near midfield, close to the first down marker. They're going to say it's going to be measured, but from here it looks like a first down. How about you?
Yeah, they're going to signal first down now. I thought they were going to measure as well. So the Wildcats pick up a big first down, and that time the offensive line did a great job giving Davion Dean time to look around the field and find somebody open.
First down and 10. Good news for the Cats that time. Davion's going to fake it to Cam Smith, and he's going to run it straight up the middle against this Baldwin defense, and Davion takes it down inside the 45 to the 44-yard line. So call that a 5-yard gain here on first down. So now a little bit of positive momentum for this offense, but they need a lot. Don't need a little. We need a lot. We got to move this football.
Yeah, you got to go a little faster here than what I like. Down 24-0. 6 minutes to go in the quarter. Now we're going to get the mid-quarter water break.
Hey, we'll stay right here during the water break. I gave a shout-out to my buddy John Meadows back at the studio there at Glen Baptist Church. I want to thank Pastor Chaz Rowland for making it possible for Wildcat football to be heard here all year long. I want to thank our sponsors. We've got Tailored Health Care. We've got American Recycling. Tim Hughes. We've got Sabrina Thrift, Dual State Real Estate. We've got Birkins Chevrolet, Farm Bureau from Baker County, and we've got my man Oscar Gray, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning. You can hear the Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning Coaches Show on Monday night, 7 o'clock here on the radio station, and you can hear it again on Fridays, an hour before kickoff. So we had our first one this week, so if you didn't get a chance to listen to it, maybe, who knows, maybe John Meadows will post it on the Facebook page or something, and you can listen to Coach Mays and his thoughts about things. But I don't think Coach Mays expected what we're seeing here tonight, Jackie.
No, he can't be happy. He can't be happy with what's going on right now. Again, you talked about it. I can't tell you the last time a Wildcat team has not scored in the first half, and now here we are halfway through the third quarter and still yet to put points on the board.
A lot of folks listening in here tonight want to give a couple of shout-outs. Heard from Brant Hartley. He's got the live stream going over there, and I think he was watching the Wildcat football game at the same time. And guess what, Jackie? We're going to fumble the snap here on second down. Davion Dean never gets the snap. It's kicked around, and Baldwin's going to recover it. Another turnover against this Wildcat football team, and again, it has to do with the quarterback-center snap exchange. We've seen the football on the ground more times than not, and we've gotten some of them back. We're not able to get this one back.
Oh, goodness. We talked about a hole that we needed points right then and there, and another turnover by this Wildcat offense. I mean, just nothing doing.
First down and 10, Baldwin with the football from the 46-yard line. 6:05 to go, third quarter. 24-0, a Baldwin lead. One of the more disappointing Wildcat performances I've seen in years. Snap back to the running back. This is Coleman, and Coleman's going to go around the right end, and Coleman's going to pick up 18, 20 yards. They're running that Wildcat at will, and they're just putting whoever they want to back there, and they're just running it.
Yeah,
right side or left side.
Coleman's jersey's not even dirty, so a guy that hasn't run it much tonight, and he just goes right there and picks up 20 yards.
Well, I'm thinking it went like this. Coleman's over there. He's the running back. He's talking to the coach like, hey, coach, you're not giving me the ball. Okay, well, you just go run the Wildcat. We're running the Wildcat all night against these Wildcats is what the coach said, and that's what they're doing. First down and 10 from the 36-yard line. 5:39 to go in the third quarter. 24-0, Baldwin on top. And I'll say that again if that caught anybody by surprise. Baldwin on top, 24-0. They get the snap back to Coleman, and this time the Wildcats stand up and do something about it. What a nice job that time by 45, Tucker Thrift. He broke through the line of scrimmage and throws Coleman for a loss way back to the 40-yard line.
And, I mean, that's the first time that's happened tonight, Mike, that we were able to get some penetration against that Baldwin front.
Flag down on the play. We'll have to check and see what this flag is. You're going to get holding against Baldwin. That's maybe the well, it's not the first time, but not very many. But the Wildcats will decline it. We'll take the play. And the ball is going to be marked back to the 43-yard line of the Wildcats. So that would be about a 7-yard loss on that play. Second down, we'll call it 17. Hitchens back in there now, number 11. He was the quarterback that started the game for Baldwin. He's back in there now in the shotgun formation. Second down, call it 17. Under 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Hitchens going to throw it. He's going to get hit from behind, and he's going to get the pass complete to Coleman out there. And Coleman's going to fight his way down the sideline and pick up yardage. And after all is said and done, they're going to be facing about a 3rd and 5. So they lulled us to sleep with the Wildcat, and now they're hitting some passing plays over the top on us, and they're going to face about a 3rd down and 6 here to keep this drive alive at the Wildcat 32-yard line.
Oh, my goodness, Mike. I tell you, I mean, as dismal as our offense has looked tonight, Baldwin can't make a mistake. I mean, on either side of the ball. That time, I mean, they've run this Wildcat all game long, and then they go 5 wide right there, and it's just a completion and pick up 10, 12 yards.
Third down play coming up. Now Hitchens is gone, and now you've got Octavius Barnes back in there again, number 4. They're just going to bleed this play clock ahead 24-0 and just kind of controlling this football game. Barnes runs to the left side, and guess what? He's going to run the Wildcat. He's going to run it inside the 30 down to around the 27-yard line. And they're going to be about a yard short of the first down. It'll be 4th down, call it a yard. You think it's 4-down territory here? You think they're going to run the Wildcat?
I think anywhere on the field is 4-down territory right now for Baldwin, up 24-0 with 4:20 to go in this third quarter.
Yeah.
And they're content with the clock just running.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I 1,000% agree. 4th down and 1, I would run this play clock down to about 5 seconds, snap it, and run Wildcat whichever direction you want to run it. 4 minutes to go in the ball game, and I'm not making light of the situation. I'm just very disappointed. I haven't been. I told you earlier. I don't think I've seen this type of performance from a Wildcat football team in years. Not only that, I don't know that we've ever been down 24-0 in the third quarter, at least in the last 10, 15 years to any school, much less Baldwin. Okay.
I mean, I'm at a loss for words. I'll be completely honest with you. I did not expect Baldwin to come into Memorial Stadium tonight and just dominate this Wildcat team the way they've done on both sides of the football.
Yeah, give them credit. Give them credit. They've done exactly what they've needed to do tonight. They've made plays on defense. They picked up a pick six. They've made plays on offense. When they, good coaching will get you to a spot. You run that Wildcat, you've got a lull to sleep, then throw one over the top. So they've taken advantage of some critical situations. But the one thing I will tell you is that it's a very lackluster effort on the other side of the ball. That's what I'm telling you.
Lackluster. That's a great word.
That's a word. It's a word, You ever do the Wordle, Jackie? You should get up in the morning and every day you should challenge yourself with the New York Times Wordle.
I did, and then I got harassed because I would share it on my social media.
Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's a challenge. It's an individual game. You get 6 tries to get the word every day. Once you use the letters, they're gone. You can't use them again if they're not part of the word. If you get the letters right, they'll show up on the screen. You got to try that every day if you're a guy that likes vocabulary. Pitching's under center. They're going to run the quarterback sneak straight ahead. That's the last play I thought Baldwin was running here, but they are going to get the first down to the 25-yard line. On 4th down and 1, they run the quarterback sneak straight ahead under center, and he's going to get the first down. First down yardage. I wouldn't have thought that was the play they were going to run. I would have probably just lined up and ran Wildcat.
Yeah, I mean, but
they got it. Yeah,
I would soon do anything behind that big offensive line they've got there tonight, just having their way with this Wildcat defense so far in this game.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you start with the same word every day?
I don't. No, I changed my word up. Yeah,
that's how I used to do it.
I talk to people that have varying strategies. There's some people that like to choose the same word every day. You start with that word and see where you end up. But see, I like to outsmart the New York Times folks by choosing words that have different letters in them as my first word of the day. I was on a 4-day streak this week, Jackie, where I got it in 3 tries. Now, if you haven't tried the Wordle, you don't understand how impressive that is. But I was on a 4-day streak of 3 in a row. So you understand how impressive that is.
Yeah, no, that's really good.
Yeah. So I try to outsmart the Wordle folks by changing up my first word every day. But, Jackie, if there's one thing that you need to know, I try to do a word that at least has S-T or R or some combination of those 3 letters because those 3 letters are so important.
That's why I started with stare every day, S-T-A-R-A.
There you go. Yeah, you had a couple vowels in there, had your S-T and your R. Hey, you can't go wrong with that one. First down and 15 now for Baldwin after the penalty here. 2:48 to go, third quarter. They're going to run the football with Coleman, and guess what, Jackie? The Wildcat. Coleman runs to the right side behind the Wildcat, and he's going to pick up about 7 yards on first down. And right now, it's almost just comical at this point. Wildcats can't even get the ball back.
Nah, and again, Baldwin just content at this point just to let the clock run down. I mean, one more first down here, and they're liable to take this thing into the fourth quarter with a 24-0 lead.
Yeah, they're just running clock right now. Running clock, picking up first down, moving the chains. Second down now. They had a 5-yard penalty on first, so it was first down and 15, so they picked up 7 to make it second down and 8. You're going to get number 4 back in there. That's Barnes in the Wildcat here. Takes the snap, rolls to his left. No, I'm sorry, that was Coleman again. Flag down before the play, though, so you're going to have to check this one. Give you a couple updates here throughout the night, Jackie. I was telling you about my Phillies. They're playing the Braves tonight. So you head to the top of the 5th of that ball game, and it's a 1-1 ball game, Phillies and Braves, if anybody cares. FSU on TV tonight in the second quarter, Jackie. 9:51 to go in that ball game. It's a 14-14 game, and Louisville's got the ball right now. They're first and 10 at the FSU 45. So keep an eye on that. 14-14 game. Either one of those teams ranked? I didn't think so. Second down and 13. Are you even listening to anything I'm saying? I'm throwing in some shots at people all over the place. Second down, 13. Barnes back there in the Wildcat formation. Takes it, rolls to his left. They ran the Wildcat left. We were covering it for a moment. Now he's going to reverse his field and just slide down in the middle of the field. And flag down behind the play there. So that should help the Wildcats with the flag, but we're down to 1:15 to go here in the third quarter, and after the penalty and the ball set, it should run again. 24-0, Baldwin leads, and I just can't think of anything positive to say, so I'm going to go back to what I told you before halftime. I talked to Brad Rollerson today. I mentioned the Isaiah 117 house. Tomorrow, if you're down on US 90 around Baker Beverage, my friend Brad Rollerson is going to be selling Boston butt, smoked Boston butts and smoked slabs of ribs down there. So if you're trying to watch some football at home, get down there and see Brad. And those proceeds go to benefit the Isaiah 117 house. And I mentioned you can go to that Facebook page and check out the Baker County Isaiah 117 house out there. And my friend Sarah Rouse, somebody you can talk to about that if you're interested in learning more about that Isaiah 117 house. And sounds like a unique and outstanding opportunity for the community here. So,
yeah, what a great program.
Yeah, for sure. So go down and see Brad tomorrow, and if you want some good barbecue, and you can also contribute to a good program there. They're going to throw the football this time, looking over the top. Wildcat's going to come over and make a play on the football. I think that was Davion Dean coming over there and breaking it up. It'll be incomplete, so after all that, it should be fourth down now for Baldwin. They took a shot for the end zone that time.
Probably still 4-down territory here.
Yeah, and actually, I'm sorry, they had to replay that down a moment ago, so it is third down. So third down coming up. They took a shot on second down. Wildcats trying to defend here. Trailing 24-0, 1:06 to go third quarter, and you've got some topics that you'd like Jackie and I to talk about tonight, just send us a text on the text line. We'll talk about it. Because on the football game, you can pretty much put anybody up here to say Wildcat left, Wildcat right all night, because that's all we've seen.
Yeah, but, hey, if it's working.
It's working. They run it to the right that time. Wildcats will stop them. It'll be fourth down. So now, under a minute to go in this third quarter, Baldwin's going to send 42 out there. That's the kicker. We've seen him a lot tonight, Kevin Pardo Vargas, and he's not going to kick a field goal because it'd be about 52 yards. They should punt it away, try to pin the Wildcats here. And after this play, you're looking at fourth quarter because the clock's under 30 to go here. So they'll probably take a 5-yard delay here and then punt it away after that. Run the clock as much as they can. I mean, with a 24-0 lead, why not?
Yeah, 24-0 lead going into the fourth quarter here, you can just about do what you want to.
That's exactly what they do. They take the 5-yard penalty, and they'll move it back to the 40-yard line in the delay of game that ran the game all the way down to 10 seconds. So the punt should be the last play of the third quarter, and it'll take us into the fourth quarter with the Cats getting the ball but trailing by 3 good scores. You'd have to have 3 touchdowns and 3 two-point conversions to tie this game right now, and we haven't crossed the goal line one time. So
I haven't crossed the 50 very much tonight.
Not sure what kind of odds you get from the Vegas odd makers on something like that. They're going to punt it away. High punt coming to the left side. It's going to hit around the 10-yard line. It'll take just kind of a straight up and down roll, and it'll end the quarter. So the Wildcats will start the fourth quarter from their own 13-yard line. They trail 24-0 against these Baldwin Indians. You're listening to Wildcat Football. We're going to take a 2-minute timeout here on WFBB. You're listening to Wildcat Football on WFBB.
Dual State Real Estate is a proud supporter of Wildcat Football. We offer home and land sales as well as property management in Florida and Georgia. Come in for a free consultation and we'll show you how to get up to 16% more for your property. Mention this ad and we'll give you free buyer representation. Don't hesitate. Call Dual State. Owned and operated by Sabrina Thrift. Call us today at 904-397-0263 or check us out at dualstaterealestate.com. We'll give you service you deserve from people you can trust. And at Dual State Real Estate, we are always Wildcat proud.
We live in the small towns of North Florida, and we deserve only the finest in healthcare. We're fortunate to have that right here in McClenny at Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital. Here, we receive personalized treatment options that focus on wellness. It's reassuring to know that our doctors are just as qualified as larger hospitals, and our medical technology is the best available. Ed Frazier Memorial Hospital at Baker County Medical Services. The best part? They treat you like family.
Have you ever thought about cleaning out your garage or wonder what you need to do with all those aluminum cans or scrap metal you've got laying around in the backyard? Well, look no further. You just need to load it up and head to American Recycling. Tim Hughes owns and operates American Recycling on Woodlawn Road in McClenny, Florida. They're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on the second and fourth Saturdays of every month from 9 a.m. to noon. Stop by and see Tim and maybe even cash in on that stuff you've got laying around. Tim and American Recycling say, go Wildcat.
And we welcome you back here to Memorial Stadium. Some of you guys listening to or watching the live stream might have seen a couple of plays ahead of us, but we were taking a little break there to give us a chance to kind of catch our breath here and see what we can bring. Maybe send some positive vibes down to this Wildcat football team. A fourth quarter resurgence of some sorts, maybe. But right now the Cats trailing 24-0 as we've entered the fourth quarter. And the Wildcats are just moving backwards. Second down now, second down and 15. Davion Dean looks to throw. He's going to be hit under pressure and sacked again inside the 5-yard line. And it's going to be third down and nearly 20 from around the 2-yard line.
Just nothing doing, Mike, I tell you. I mean, my goodness, this is an abysmal performance tonight here by this Wildcat team.
I use that term lackluster, and I didn't use it loosely. I mean, it's probably one of the worst performances I've seen in a long time. Third down play. Dean's got a man across the middle, and that's going to be another pick six, maybe, as he overthrew the receiver, and the defensive back just waiting for the catch there, makes it, and he's going to return it inside the 10-yard line to the 5. And Baldwin's just putting on a clinic here tonight against the Wildcats of how to play football.
Oh, my goodness. I tell you. And again, just the safety right up the middle of the field, just playing center field there. And, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to reiterate what the points I made in the first half because, the last thing I ever want to be is hard on kids, okay? Kids make mistakes, and kids sometimes don't have great games. These are kids, right? I mean, these are kids out here playing a game. But you can just tell from the outset, Jackie, that there's just really no momentum, no joy, no passion on the Wildcat sideline tonight, and I just don't know why. You're a 2-0 football team that's got a lot to play for this year. You got a district game coming in here, and some of these guys just don't even look like they want to be here, and that's frustrating. Hitchens is going to run the Wildcat to the left side, flag down behind the play. He would have gone in for a touchdown here. They had the ball at the 5-yard line, but a flag down behind the play should come back here. So that's the frustrating part. The kids on the field making mistakes. Listen, Jackie, these are kids, all right?
Yeah.
And we've been calling football up here for the Wildcats long enough to know that some nights just aren't your night. But at the same time, you want to see some effort, And gosh.
Yeah, no, I don't know if they thought that they were just going to waltz in here, and again, we talked about it. I can't remember a time that Baldwin beat Baker County in football, but that doesn't mean that you get to just roll out on the field and it's just going to happen. You still got to show up to play, and tonight this Wildcat team just has not shown up to play.
They haven't, and Baldwin is taking every opportunity they can. And again, I take nothing away from the effort that the Indians have put forth. The Indians have played well tonight. They've gotten some big plays from their football team, but they've done what they've had to do. Basically control the football, run the clock, and score when they've had the opportunity. They've done all those things, and that's why Baldwin's ahead 24-0 right now, trying to add more, 10:40 to go in the ball game. Jackie, looking ahead on the Wildcats schedule, we told you next week Wildcats return the favor. Vieira came up here last year and played the Wildcats in a close ball game at home last year. We played the Vieira, I want to say the Vieira Hawks last year. They came here. We treated them well, and they came out of here with a win. But we're going to go and try to return the favor. We're going to go to their place next week and try to get a big win on the road against Vieira. But then in 2 weeks, we'll have another district contest. We'll travel over to West Nassau. Or is that game at home? We'll have
home, I believe,
yeah. So 2 weeks back here at home. So next week on the road at Vieira, and 2 weeks back here at home against Callahan. So Wildcats are going to have to regroup quick because neither one of those games are going to be easy ball games. West Nassau is always going to be tough. They're going to be a team that's going to try to punch you in the mouth, and Vieira, no slouch themselves. So a bigger school, a team that will go play, and that's a team that Coach Kevin Mays, coached down at Vieira before he came up to Baker County. So a little homecoming for Coach Mays. But listen, man, tonight's been ugly, and I'll just say it, with 9:51 on the clock, I don't see any way the Wildcats come back and win this game. So they're going to have to regroup quickly and figure out what kind of football team they want to be this year.
Yeah, and I mean, the season is not lost by any stretch of the imagination. Baldwin's got a couple more district games to play. You do have the point system. This will be the first Wildcats loss, official loss on the record. So they'll come out of here 2-1. With 9:51 left to go in the fourth quarter. I'm with you, Mike. Baldwin knocking on the door, it would be, at this point, it's almost an insurmountable comeback. It would take a lot to happen here, but 2-1 after tonight, still opportunities there. But you got to figure out a way. You got to figure out what's not working, and we got to fix it. We got to get back on track the way we played a good Oakley team and a good Richmond Hill team.
Yeah, the season's not over by any stretch, but, Baldwin's going to have a 2-0 record in the district, so they'll only have 2 other games to go, against Yulee and against West Nassau to see who's going to claim the district crown. Now, if one of those teams knocks them off, then somewhere along the line you could end up in a tie or something like that for the district. But in order to do that, Jackie, you got to figure out what you want to be, okay? Do you want to be the team that beat Oakleaf and the team that beat Richmond Hill behind some huge plays and a team that looked like had a bunch of guys that wanted to be out there, or you want to be the team that looks like they have tonight, because I'll tell you that there's only one of those ways is a surefire way for nobody to show up to these games and watch you. I'll tell you that.
No, you keep putting on a performance like what we saw tonight, Mike. Tonight is not doom and gloom. The season's not over, but a couple more of these, and you won't have much going for you for the season, I can tell you.
Well, there's a positive note. The Wildcats get back there and block the extra point. Looked like captain of the night, number 50, Robert Lee, got back there and blocked it. And that'll make it a 30-0 lead for Baldwin, but 9:41 to go in the game. But, yeah, you got to define what you're going to be, right? I mean, we saw against that Bradford team early in week 1, that game is not even something you should really talk about at this point because of the weather, because of the situation. We didn't have the right personnel. Now, I'm not saying that to take anything away from Bradford. Trust me, Bradford's got a good football team. But we'll get a chance to finish that game later. But the team that won against Oakleaf, the team that got a win last week against Richmond Hill, I don't see that team here tonight. It's just not the same football team. And, and again, I don't want to take away from Baldwin because their effort's been outstanding. Baldwin has a good football team on the field. They're well coached. They've been disciplined on defense. They've done some really good things on offense. But, hey, they're not running a rocket science program over there. They're running Wildcat left and Wildcat right, Jackie, and they're running it down our throats, okay? So that's what I'm talking about. And the performance by the Wildcats just has not been up to par. There's been a lot of turnovers, a lot of things that have happened, between the center quarterback exchange, interceptions, balls on the turf, the quarterback running back exchange. Those things are just not clean, and you just have to question that, and that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I mean it's all mistakes. I mean it's from the defensive side of the ball. Assignment football is not being played. Again, you said it. Baldwin is not doing anything, Mike. Baldwin has been content with snapping the ball and the first man that touches it running left or right. And we've had yet to stop it. And then on the offense, just miscues all over the place. It's just not a good equation if you want to come out and win football games.
Now on first down play, we're going to give it to Cam Smith. And look at this. Cam Smith has turned on the jets, and he's going to get shoestring tackled at the 45, or that would have been a touchdown. That was a touchdown saving tackle by Baldwin as Cam Smith was off to the races.
Even then, I mean, a shoestring tackle, we've seen him even this season.
First down play after the first down, and the Wildcats again let Baldwin get into the backfield, and Cam Smith dropped 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage here. So big first down run, and then we go back to tackle behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Just nothing doing at all. These Wildcats up front, Baldwin just taking it to them all night long.
Second down 13, Wildcats trailing by 30 to nothing with 8:50 to go in the game. Pass to the left side, Blake Mays has got a catch. He'll take it out of bounds around the 37-yard line. And that'll bring up a big third down now. Third down and probably 7 to go.
And we've tried to throw the ball around a little bit. Even with those, just a little quick hitter out there to Blake Mays, that's enough to stretch that ball in offense. And we just haven't even been able to get that going on offense tonight.
Third down play. Third down. Dean looks across the middle, trying to hit that inside slant pass again. And again, the pass nowhere near the wide receiver. Fourth down.
Fourth down here.
You may as well take that play out of the playbook tonight, because the receiver and the quarterback are not on the same page, and we have zero chance of completing that pass. Fourth down and 5. Dean in the shotgun, looks to throw it. He fires it over here to Blake Mays on the left side, but he's going to get caught and pulled down before he can get to the first down marker, and the Cats will turn the ball over on down.
Man.
The sad thing is that slant pass that we've been running is a play where we've got guys open, and that's the bad part. And the fact that we can't hit that is, unbelievable. First down for Baldwin, going the other way, 8:26 to go in the ball game. And Jackie, next week we'll be on the road to Vieira. Maybe we'll meet up in the afternoon and go get some dinner on the way down and have a nice trip. And we'll be pulling for these Wildcats to pull it back together. And, I'll challenge them, Jackie. You can challenge them too. Let's figure out what type of team they want to be. I know Coach Mays will put the challenge out. One game certainly does not define you, just like the wins that we've had haven't defined us either. This one game will not define you, but hopefully these guys will figure out that they want to fight for something bigger than the way things look tonight. First down play. Hitchens going to run it to the left side. Hitchens gets to the corner, and Hitchens is going to run the Wildcat all the way out near the 45-yard line. A good gain on first down again.
Yeah, we don't have an answer anywhere, Mike. Again, defensively, this has to be the poorest offensive scheme I've ever seen a varsity high school team run. And yet we can't stop it.
And take it to you with it.
We can't stop it.
There's no scheme. There's been a couple of times where they caught us napping, but there's no scheme. It is Wildcat to the left, and it is Wildcat to the right. And it is 30 to nothing on the scoreboard. So what does that tell you? Wildcat to the right this time, and they're going to pick up a first down out near midfield. Different guy carrying the ball this time. That's going to be number 7. Haven't seen him running tonight, Andre Stevens. It's just running back by committee over in Baldwin.
Especially right now. When you're up 30 to nothing, 7:29 here to go in this fourth quarter, they may hand it to one of the cheerleaders here in a minute.
And it's kind of like Oprah over there, just handing out carries. You get a Wildcat. You get a Wildcat. You get a Wildcat. First down and 10 now. Baldwin from the 49-yard line. They lead the Wildcats here 30 to nothing. Jackie, I was really hoping for an outstanding weekend coming up. College football, high school football and stuff, and it's starting out very poorly. They run the ball straight ahead this time. Again, number 7. Stevens on the carry, and he picks up 6. Second down and 4.
You're definitely going to see, after a game like this, you're going to see how tough this Wildcat team is.
Right.
You know, again, you talked about it. What do? Do you bounce back? And you got a young team, you know, so you may have to corral them. You may have to get into them a little bit and figure out a way. I mean, similar to what happened after that Bradford game, you know, they went to practice and they pounded on each other a little bit, trying to toughen them up, trying to get them back in game shape. And then after tonight, with just a dominant performance that this Baldwin team has done up front, offensively and defensively, you got to figure out when you want to toughen up and make a stop.
Yeah, you know, probably the most disappointing thing to me is, you know, after a couple of tackles there in the third quarter, we're getting beat like we were. You know, you got some guys playing to the fans and stuff. I hope, Jackie, that some of these guys are embarrassed by this. You know, I really do. I hope that some of them are embarrassed by the fact that you let Baldwin come into your home field. You know, listen, you can't listen to the news media and the hype on everything, okay? Because the news media, in a lot of cases, doesn't know what they're talking about. But this is a team that, you know, if you talk around in the area, people talk about Baker County being one of the better teams in the area, okay? And they do it on a regular basis. And when word of this score hits the streets, they're going to start to question what kind of team you are. And you're going to have to decide, you know. You're going to have to make that decision. They can't make it for you. You got to make it. So we'll see where they go from here. But tonight is not going to be a win for this football team.
I can tell you where word's probably already gotten back to. It's probably gotten to everybody's restaurant down there in Baldwin.
Oh, I guarantee you. They might have a parade in Baldwin.
I heard that. We may want to anchor down the goalpost here, so they're liable to try to tote them right down 90.
Oh, hey, they'll be excited. It's a big win, and Baldwin's looked good in spots here tonight. But I got to tell you, like you said, I mean, there's been no mystery behind it. I mean, their offense has been very predictable, and it's been predictable since their first series. And you know, the fact that we haven't been able to stop it says more about us than it does about them.
Yeah, no, that's the story.
Yeah.
You know, everybody wants to reference that Georgia Southern game against Florida that you talked about in 2013, I believe, when they didn't complete one pass and ran it down Florida's throat.
That was a bad moment in Florida.
You know, they want to talk about that, but what's the story, that they accomplished that or that Florida let them accomplish that, you know? And here tonight, that's the story. The Wildcats just letting that happen.
On their home field, you know, a team that's 2-0 on the season. And here they go again. They're running Wildcat left, and Barnes is going to be down the sideline, and Cats are trying to tackle him, but he picks up 20 more yards. And Baldwin looking solid here as we've got 5 minutes to go in this game, and looking like they're going to take this win back to Baldwin with them tonight.
Yeah,
for sure.
They're looking to punch another one in here with 5:13 left to go in this fourth quarter.
Well, let's check some scores from around the area. And from around the area, I've got a 2-1 Phillies lead after 5 innings in Atlanta. And in the FSU ball game, it's a 21-14 Louisville lead. So I know our Seminole fans listening in won't like that. Two unranked teams going at it. First down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Shotgun formation for Baldwin, and Orlando Holland says, I've had enough. And he gets into the backfield and meets the ball carrier at the line of scrimmage and throws him for a 2-yard loss. Good play by Orlando Holland.
Yeah, that's happened 3 or 4 times tonight. But great play that time by Orlando Holland, but we have just not been able to say a lot of great things on this side of the football tonight.
Well, I want to thank sponsors again, Dependable Heating and Air Conditioning, Oscar Gray, those folks down there. We'll have our coaches show Monday night, 7 o'clock. You can hear it right here on 97.5 FM. Want to wish our buddy Cooper Hodges up there good luck tomorrow. App State taking on Troy. They'll have college game day on hand. We'll have an interview with Cooper next week at halftime of our ball game. Want to thank Baker County Farm Bureau, Birkin Chevrolet, Dual State Real Estate. They're going to run the Wildcat here, and Wildcats on defense Another big hit that time by Holland. Want to thank American Recycling, our buddy Tim Hughes out there, and then Tailored Healthcare, new sponsor this year for the Wildcats. And you'll see things coming from Tailored Healthcare out here in the community. So I want to thank them. Again, tomorrow, Brad Rollerson will be down at Baker Beverage there on US 90 selling Boston butts and slabs of ribs, and that'll benefit the Isaiah 117 house that we shared with you earlier on. You can check that out on Isaiah 117 on the Facebook page, Baker County Isaiah House 117. And it'll be third down for Baldwin here, 3:40 to go. We won't keep it here long. Next week we'll be on the road at Vieira. Road trip for the Cats. Coleman takes the carry straight ahead out of that Wildcat formation. And you folks at home that are watching the game, if you're wondering what the Wildcat formation is, well, that's when they just send somebody back in the shotgun, and whoever gets that snap in the shotgun is just going to run the football. It's called a Wildcat formation, not because they're playing the Wildcats, but because that's just the terminology that's used for that particular formation. And like I said earlier, probably 85% of their snaps tonight, maybe even 90% of their snaps have been straight Wildcat formation. Looks like that's what Coleman's going to do here again as the Wildcats come off sides, and they're going to get 5 yards on fourth down.
Yeah, if you've got a son that's ever played Little League football, they typically, at 6 years old, you give it to the fastest guy and you let him just run the football. That's what it is. That's all that's going on here tonight, Mike. Give it to the fastest guy and let him go.
2:51 to go in the ball game. 30-0 Baldwin lead. They've got a fourth down and one. They sit at the Wildcat 16. They're going to run the Wildcat straight ahead, and the Wildcats will come up and stop them. Orlando Holland has made some big plays on this series, and Orlando Holland gets back there and stops the ball carrier for a loss, and the Cats will take over.
Finally, the defense able to get off the field. 2:40 left to go in the fourth quarter, down 30-0. They do their job, do what they're supposed to do, get Baldwin offense off the field and let this Wildcat offense take over deep in their own territory.
Well, John Meadows, we'll let you get out of here tonight. As soon as this ball game ends, we'll send it back to the station, and we'll get out of here. Wildcats one last chance with the football, trailing 30-0. Davion Dean takes the snap and looks down the field. He had a man open on the far sideline over there, overthrows him, and flagged down on the play. So we'll have to check the flag.
Hey man, don't try to get flag happy now. It's too little, too late.
Might have been 12 men on the field against Baldwin. Is that what I'm hearing? Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, legal participation against the Indians. And if he played that snap, we saw earlier it was a 15-yard penalty. This time a 5-yard penalty. So, nope, now they're going to mark it off 15. So the pass was incomplete, but the Wildcats will pick up 15 on the penalty, and it'll be a first down. First down out to the 32-yard line.
We'll have to go back and look at the film, Mike. Maybe they've been playing with 12 all night. They just caught it.
You think that might have been the secret?
That could have been it. They may have been playing with 12 guys all night long.
Well, that's your job to count, Jackie. Keep us informed. First down and 10, Dean in the shotgun. 5-receiver set here for the Cats. Dean rolls to his left, and we're going to get holding behind the play and almost an interception as Dean had the ball batted away, and he kind of didn't have much on it. You're going to get holding against the Cats here. I would expect Baldwin to decline that maybe, but we'll see.
You're right. That time Dean hit as he threw, and it bounces out of another Baldwin defender's hand.
They did decline the penalty, so it'll bring up a second down from the same spot. Second down and 10. 2:25 to go in the ball game here, so Wildcats trailing by 30. Not much of a chance of a win here, so let's just see if they can put together a solid series on offense. First down and 10 from the 32-yard line. Davion Dean in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Dean fires one out to the right side. A catch is made over there. And a catch is made on that far sideline. Looked like Cam Smith trying to shake some defenders and slips down. It'll be a third down. And call it 1.
I'm going to have to file those cleats down, man. Cam Smith can't keep his footing down there tonight.
Yeah, they do give the Wildcats a first down. Looks like he might have been a tad bit short, but they give him the 42-yard line. It'll be a first down for the Cats there. Under 2 minutes to go in the ball game now as they set the chains and the clock moves. Dean in the shotgun again. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Fires one across the middle behind the receiver. Looking for number 5 over there. That's Josh Holmes. And
Josh Holmes, one of those seniors on this football team this year, and not riddled with a lot of seniors for sure. And really expecting big things out of him, trying to get him going.
Second down and 10 now for the Cats. 1:45 on the clock. 2 receivers again to the left, 2 to the right, 1 back in the backfield with Dean, who's in the shotgun. On second down, Dean retreats, throws a little screen underneath. He's got Silas Roden, and Silas Roden's going to pick up big yards. There goes Silas Roden across midfield into Baldwin territory to the 45 to 40. Going to be tackled inside the 35-yard line, so the Wildcats hit on a screen there and get a big first down. All the way down to the 30-yard line. Good run by Silas Roden after the catch.
We haven't seen that since the first possession of the night, Mike, where we moved the ball down the field on a couple big plays and then just stalled out.
First down and 10. Dean is going to get sacked. All the way back to the maybe 42-yard line. Now they'll mark it at the 40. 10-yard loss on the sack. Clock continues to run. Baldwin in the backfield that time. Dean had no chance. They'll try to reset here. The clock's going to run under a minute to go in the ball game. Wildcats just hands on their hips and not sure if they know what hit them tonight. 30-0, they trail against the Indians. Under a minute to go, 50 seconds on the clock. And I don't know when the last time we were shut out on our home field is going to be. It was a long time ago. Dean in the shotgun. He's going to get hit from behind. He goes past the line of scrimmage to throw the football. It's a catch made, but Dean was past the line of scrimmage. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Well, he wasn't past the line of scrimmage. I thought I had the line of scrimmage at the 45. Sorry, that was my fault. Dean threw the pass up, caught inside the 5, and the Wildcats, right after I jinxed the whole shutout thing, we're going to get a touchdown.
We'll take it. We're not going to be shut out tonight.
30 seconds on the clock. The Cats do get 6 yards or 6 points on the board there. I thought it was past the line of scrimmage too, but it was a touchdown. We don't have the benefit of replay here.
Go for 2.
Yeah, Jeremy Height says he was, and I thought he was too, Jeremy. No flag, though. We'll take the touchdown. It won't matter either way, except for the fact that we won't get shut out on our home field, which is good.
We're taking small wins tonight.
Was that Blake Mays on the reception?
Yes.
Blake Mays, a touchdown reception for the Wildcats. 40-yard touchdown pass from Dean to Blake Mays. Gets the Wildcats on the board. Wildcats trick in a lineman here late. We'll get a chance to kick the extra point. Davion Dean will hold. And Blake Mays will try to add the extra point. Snap is good. The hold is down, and the kick is on the way. And Blake Mays has added the extra point. Makes it a 30-7 ball game with 30 seconds to go. How many onside kicks can you get in 30 seconds?
Not enough, unfortunately.
Probably not enough. Like I said, after the game, we'll send it back to John Meadows, back at Glen Baptist Church, and we'll get out of here. Wildcats on the road next week. We'll be on the air from Viera, 7:30 kickoff from Viera High School down in the Titusville area. If you're not familiar, Brevard County, that's where we'll be for the Viera Hawks next week, non-district game, and then we'll come back here in 2 weeks to face West Nassau on our home field in another district contest, a chance for the Wildcats to even up their district record. They'll fall to 0-1 in the district tonight with this loss at home against Baldwin.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. This is, regardless of the loss and how bad it was, you just didn't want to put yourself behind the 8 ball this early in the season with your first district opponent.
Yeah, and on the other side of the coin, Baldwin's going to start out 2-0 in district play. They beat Fernandina Beach last week in a district contest, so Baldwin's going to improve to 3-1 on the season. But most importantly for them, they're going to be 2-1 in district play. 2-0 in district play after this win against the Wildcats. And so with 26 seconds on the clock, Baldwin should be able to take a knee here and put this game and put us out of our misery.
Oh, my goodness, man. This was, I can tell you, if you're watching at home, you know what we're talking about. But if you're listening on the radio, as poor as Mike and I sounded, that was as poor as it looked down there on the field tonight. Just not a lot of things to get excited about for this Wildcat team. But we got to regroup and try to come back next Friday and figure this out this week in practice and keep pushing on, Mike.
Yeah, and I apologize if our performance on the broadcast tonight's been lackluster, but it's been lackluster all the way around. They'll take a knee here. The ball game's going to be over. The Wildcats are going to fall to 2-1 on the season. They lose at home 30-7 to the Baldwin Indians. Jackie, your final thoughts on tonight's ball game?
A lot of miscues, Mike, on both sides of the football. We got to figure out how tough we want to be on defense. Offensively, we got to fix the small things. QB, center exchange, quarterback, running back exchange, you know, what we're looking at in coverage. And on special teams, you know, we got to clean it up a little bit. All in all, just miscues all over the field tonight. So we got to take this week and figure it out.
Well, that touchdown from Blake Mays right before the gun sounded was a Birkin Chevrolet touchdown. I want to thank Larry Birkins and the fine folks down there at Birkin Chevrolet for sponsoring our touchdowns all year long, and so we want to thank Larry Birkins for that. And John, maybe you can cue up that Birkin Chevrolet commercial as we get out of here. The Wildcats on the short end tonight, 30-7. We lose at home to the Baldwin Indians, 30-7. The Wildcats fall to 2-1 on the season, 0-1 now in district play, and we'll take it on the road next week to Vieira to face the Vieira Hawks. We'll talk to you again from then. Monday night's Coach's Show will be on the air at 7 o'clock here on 97.5 WFBB. And next week we'll have an interview at halftime with our man Cooper Hodges. If you watch College Game Day tomorrow, you'll get to see App State on that College Game Day broadcast. So good night, everybody. It's been a tough one tonight for the Wildcats. They lose 30-7, but we'll send it back to the station, and we'll bring you more Wildcat football next week. Good night, everybody.
Hi, this is Larry Birkins of Birkin Chevrolet in McClenny. It is truly an honor to help make these Wildcat radio broadcasts possible. Birkin Chevrolet with sales and service 6 days a week. Cars, trucks, SUVs, certified used cars. We help customers establish or reestablish credit. Thank you, Wildcat fans. From Larry Birkins at Birkin Chevrolet, US 90 in the heart of McClenny.
Online at BirkinChevy.com.